And
Yeah.
we still gotta thank that we still could trade in the market, which I want to encourage people to do that. Everybody has a different style of investment, long term, short term. They could do options, they could do a lot of crazy stuff, but you know, it all depends on what you try to express to the other people, the other minds, on how to do certain things. And it's not that difficult. Like what you're doing, like the Leo, the one that what is it? Whip it out Wednesday. That's a perfect
Yeah.
example. That's a perfect example.
Hmm.
You don't need much. You could start with $2. $2 every day. I mean, we spend $2 on garbage every day.
Exactly.
Why why are you spending $2 on that garbage when you could just put it in the market and forget about it? It will grow. Like I mean, like we have me and Burns have a friend in common, and he keeps his investment in he diversifies in different brokers. I'm different. I don't diversify in different brokers. I open four Robinhood accounts: a managed account, a Roth managed account, an individual account, and my own Roth IRA account. I got four of them, and
You could
two
do
of
that
them,
through Robinhood.
yeah,
I didn't know that.
I got two of them that I just opened recently just to experiment because Robinhood just came up with some AI thing. So what they do is they met the you. It's very easy. It's like almost like Acorn. It basically the same. It's just that any money that
So it's
you
set it. So it's set it and forget it.
what was that? What was
Set
that,
it
Burn?
and forget it.
Yeah, set it up and forget it. Just put a recurrence investment of let's say $2 a day or $1 a day. It doesn't matter. Just keep on. It will extract the money from your bank account. But the funny thing is that I started off with in putting just one time deal. Like I put $100 on the managed individual account, and it's up by a $180. No contribution, which shocks me the most, which is crazy. And the other one is a Roth IRA, which I started with $50. And let me see. Oh shit! If I do that, I'm gonna get disconnected. Yeah. Um. It started with 50, and I think right now it's what $60 or $55 somewhere around there. And I haven't contributed at all on that too. The funny thing is that those both accounts are getting dividend returns without me even picking a stock that gives dividend returns,
What
which is a
about the
good.
yield? How much of a percent are you yielding from each
I
account?
think is the yield. What they take their cut. I think is a 0.03%. Very
No, but
little.
how much are you generating? What percent return?
Oh, on the managed individual, I think it was what 10% or no 7% or 5%. It's above 5%, more than what the bank gives. And the Roth managed, I think it was at same thing, maybe 6%, 5%, somewhere around there, above. But
How
it's
much have you
something that
contributed to your Roth?
I only put
How
50
often
bucks.
have you contributed to your Roth? How often have you contributed to your individual accounts?
The other ones you're talking about, the other twos that I
Yeah,
started
your
this year,
accounts.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
The
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 first
the
two. The first two.
the first two, well, the first one I started with 500, and I managed it to push it up to 3,000 and change, almost 4,000. Lost
Stop
some
right there
money.
for a second. Stop right there for a second. Did you manage to do that through contributions?
No, no, short term, selling and
So
buying
you
stocks
didn't contribute. You went from 500 to 3,000
in 3 years
uh, in 3 years without contributing.
without contributing. And that's selling and buying stocks. But I'm on that account every day. I'm looking at that every day. I I I don't know. Can I say these words? I eat, sleep, and shit with the phone on my hand, looking at those accounts. So I wake up in the morning at 4 in the morning. I'm already looking at news, and I'm figuring out, okay, this stock is gonna start. If it starts losing at X amount of percent, I have some unrealized gains here. So should I collect this unrealized gains or keep on losing, or just sell it and then buy it later when it goes back up? When it hits rock bottom, I'll buy it again, and when it starts going rock up again, and if it starts again to dip, I will sell it again. That's what I've been doing. Same
So
thing
that's
I've
your
been doing.
strategy. That's the
That's
strategy
my
that you
strategy.
developed. Okay.
It's kind of
Now
it's
3 years. Let's go back 3 years.
yeah.
Were you involved in the stock market prior to those
No,
3 years?
no. I know not. I was influenced because my dad used to work at the American Stock Exchange, and we had this conversation, me and you, about it. And I knew all these terminology. I used to hear these terminology, and the way we met when you started talking to the bozos in the row on those channels, and I heard you saying some of the terminology that I was already influenced by, because I used to hear it from when my dad used to work as a maintenance personnel in the American Stock Exchange building. So I was already knowledgeable about the terminology. I just didn't know what they meant or what they did. That's all. And I had questions about you, and you mentored me about it. And I said, listen, I'm just curious. I don't wanna, I just wanna learn. I just wanna, like, tell me what I need to do. What are these terminology? And you explain it to me. And from there on, I just took off. I just do it on my own.
Was it worth it? Was it worth you getting started doing that?
Shit, shit, yeah. I mean, remember how much did I started with the Roth IRA? What was it? You know the number. Just tell everybody.
The Roth was $50.
Yeah, it's up to 2,000 now.
Did you contribute since?
No.
So without contributing, you went from 50 to 2,000,
Yep.
and the individual account was 500 that you deposited
Yep.
total, and
Yep.
it's up to what?
Almost $4,000. Three
Almost
five.
$4,000. And did you
Well,
contribute after that?
no. Well, it did went up. Remember, it did went up to 4,100 at one time. Remember, I took a screenshot and I showed it to you. And I gotta say this to everybody: you will lose money. It doesn't matter what you do. The thing is that what I learned from Mr. Byrne was to, when you lose money, you don't lose it at a, how can I say the word? What was the word that you took? At a lesser, um, there's risk involved. You're gonna lose money, but you're gonna learn how not to lose big quantities of chunk of money. What happened to me was I did some moves. I had some good stocks that were, you know, bringing up the money, bringing up the unrealized gains were really high. But I started to be what you're not supposed to be doing, thinking about greed. Oh, I'll keep it. I'll keep it. I'll keep it. But it started to dip too much, and by the time it started to dip, one of them was dipping below what I paid for that stock. So I was like, damn, I gotta sell this, or if not, I'm gonna lose the entire investment on that stock, on what I invested in that stock. So I sold it, but I got to lose about close to $1,000, almost 500 to $600 on that. But it was up to almost $4,200 without contributing. And
Without
when
contributing.
yeah, without contributing. The thing
So
is,
what? Uh-huh.
no, what is like what you told me. You told me there's always risk involved in there. What I'm trying to teach you is to lessen the risk, lessen the loss. You told me you're gonna lose money, but I'm gonna teach you how to lose less of the money, that you won't lose the entire portfolio, so you won't be, oh shit, I invested $500, I'm back again to $500. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like what you taught me.
Right. And I also mention often on Whip It Out Wednesday that, or maybe I have, I think I have. You don't want to. You want to try to minimize or separate yourself from your
There you
emotions
go.
when it comes to.
That's the word that I was, minimize the loss. That's the word I was looking for.
yeah, you want to minimize or separate yourself completely from your emotions when you're dealing with business and when you're dealing with the stock market or investing as a whole. Had you been somebody else and you lost that money, they probably would have reacted emotionally and committed some errors trying to get that money back out of desperation,
Oh yeah,
which is usually what people do.
yeah. That usually people will do that. I didn't get to
And
that. No, I saw that I was losing, but I didn't lose. I didn't lose my steers on that. I just said, okay. I started with 500. I was up to 4,200. I'm going back almost close to 2,000. I was at 3,200 around there when I went that high, and I was like, damn, I'm losing all this money. But I didn't feel bad because I lost that money, because it was, to me, was an unrealized gain. And I started with 500. So I still pat myself on the back, even though I was close to like losing $1,000, close to $1,000. But I was swift enough to see the reaction of the loss that was coming. So I sold those stocks before I went into even more negative numbers.
That happens at the poker tables when I used to play poker all the time.
what
People
happened?
that would people would go in on a hand and they'd get a big loss. And then they're trying desperate, for the next few hands. If they get emotional about it, then they're going to be playing not right, and they're going to be making risks and that's what you look out when somebody's. I forgot the term that we used for it, um, but that's essentially it. They're making more risks, and it's easier to beat them, because
Right.
they're just making
They're
those
going through
mistakes. They're
the
going through an
desperation.
emotional thing. Yeah.
Right. Right. So emotions and trading, investing, business, they can harm you and harm you terribly. So I don't present an image that would give anybody any indication that or of the amount of knowledge that I have with regards to investing and business.
Except for you get
I
up
don't,
on Whip It Out Wednesdays.
right. When I, exactly. But I don't project that image. And I do want people to be extremely careful with imagery because there are a lot of vultures dressed in suit and ties. And there are a lot of vultures that use terminology to impress people. And at the end of the day, you're not going to get the results that you probably think you're going to get.
Yeah, you're right. Yep, you're right about that. Don't judge don't judge the book by its
Book by its
cover.
cover. Yeah.
Like I
So
said, it's been a roller coaster ride, but now that I see there's a lot of things now with this new AI thing is in investment. You got to watch out with those kind of AI. There's some of them that are good, some of them are risky, very risky. I would stick with the Acorn one and possibly with the new Robinhood. Why? Because I've experienced how it worked and it's working out. I imagine if I was to contribute even more money, I will be even get a much higher yield because the way it operates. I'm surprised how it does it. I don't know the technique. All I know is that I get a notification telling me, listen, it's not doing well on this side of the on this, because what it invests, it breaks down whatever you put in, it breaks it down. Like, let's say we'll put international stocks, United States bonds. I think there's another one that I can't let me. I can't get off because if I try to move my, if I try to go into Robinhood and put one of the ones that it show, it automatically divides. It automatically diversify the portfolio. But when one of those the diversification that it has. If it's going wrong, if it's going negative, what it does, it takes out the money from there and it switches up to the where it's going to make more money. And I don't know how it does it, but it does it automatically because I get notification constantly telling me, listen, it's not, we had this some, we updated your portfolio for new changes to see how it goes this week or in these 2 days or in 3 days to see how it performed. We just moved some money from one section of the, I don't know, some of the section of where it's invested, and we're moving it to this section. It gives an explanation, but it's all AI because I could tell because it's a robot. It's the way they explain it.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, but it could be doing the whole autopilot like the Pelosi thing, or it's probably following some, what is it called? Institutionalized investor. It might be following, or it might be copying some hedge funds, whatever it is. All I can tell you is that every month it tells me you had we are reinvesting your dividend into this portfolio, or with, and
It
it's not
just
a bad thing.
notifies you every time that there's a change.
It yeah, it's constantly
Hmm.
doing changes. It's not, the only thing that I want to know is like how long. I think you could take out the money. I don't know, but the thing is like, um, all I know is that you could put a recurrence investment of, let's say, $2 every week or every
Hmm.
2 weeks. You could put $2, whatever you want to contribute with. But
Yeah.
once it goes on a roll, it will take that money out of the bank and it will keep on adding into the whatever you have. If it's a Roth IRA or a managed individual account. Me personally, people that have W-2, that work under a W-2, and this is not my advice. This is, I'm just saying it's a logical thing. If you already pay taxes to the government and you get your paycheck after taxes, the more logical thing is to open up a Roth IRA instead of doing a 401k or whatever it is. Now, Mr. Burns can explain to you, depending on what age bracket you are in, you could fulfill up to a X amount of yearly amount, right, Mr. Burns?
That's correct. And this is not financial advice, but yes, that's correct. Uh, Up until a certain age, there's a limit as to how much you can contribute to your Roth IRA at a yearly basis. You can quickly and easily look that up in Google, but they will allow you for a catch up amount, an extra whatever per year if you're 50 or older. I'm not sure what age exactly. And these things change
It
with,
changed because for me now, for 53 years old, it's gone up to 8,000 now.
okay, see?
So the older you get, the more you can contribute, is
Yeah,
what you're saying essentially.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, once you
Well,
reach a certain age, they will allow you to contribute more to catch up. It doesn't increase every year that you get older.
Yeah, yeah. Just at
There's
certain points.
the
yeah,
cap
because
increases up to a certain amount, and then you can continue with that cap up until your retirement.
yeah, you're smelling that soap too much, man. I'm gonna have to ask Tara House to send me some.
The soap is the bomb, bro. The
But
soap is it.
I want to
To
wait
the
till she
BME.
opens up. I want to wait till she opens up her website.
October.
Yep.
Well, we got a couple of months.
October, man. The soap.
Nice.
I can't get off it. Like I told her
Nice,
earlier
nice.
before you guys showed up, this
So
is my
yeah,
new security blanket.
like I said, stop. Can I say this to people here now? I mean, I don't know. There's not a lot, but stop following personality. Don't give a damn about personality. Don't get all infatuated or all worked up with the Trump thing. All right, like everybody's talking about the big beautiful bill and they're going crazy. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Just follow what your pockets is telling you. If your pockets is screaming on something, like, all right, what is the big beautiful? What was the whole thing about the propaganda? I love saying it because it's so funny. I till this day I laugh about it because Mr. Byrne and I used to laugh about it. Drill, baby, drill, drill.
It's
Well,
ridiculous. It's propaganda, but for some reason, some people just don't. They don't get it. Drill, baby, drill was one of the propagandas, along with lowering egg prices and stuff like that. But drill, baby, drill, amongst all the others. I mean, you could promise people that you'll lower prices on certain things, but drill, baby, drill. If you know anything about business, you'll know how ridiculous that is.
well, the thing
Because
is, yeah.
you're gonna ask corporations to increase their production of a commodity and lower the price of that commodity. And you think that businesses are just going to voluntarily do something like that so that they can lower the profits? The whole purpose of being in business is to make profit, and whenever and in any opportunity that they can, they're going to want to increase profits however they can for as long as they can. Hell, if they can
Mhm.
have you paying 1,000 times more than what it really should cost, they'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So so to
I mean,
sit there,
you could bring it into soap. If Miss Helms is making $100 a bar on each soap,
what
yeah,
what
she can
incentive
increase.
what
She
incentive
what
would there be for her to lower it?
to mass produce it and make $10 a bar. You know,
Well, if, if,
she's
if
got
she
to
can
find
mass
that. She's
produce
got to
it,
find that sweet spot, and then when she finds that sweet
okay,
spot, that's where
you're searching.
Well,
If
the
you're
Yeah.
thing,
trying to find the sweet spot, you're searching,
yeah,
and you
and
could start. Okay, let's say she's making a handmade, and it's $100 a bar, and
Hmm.
she buys a contraption where she can mass produce this soap
at a
and
thousand,
sell it at $10 a bar.
and she's making 1,000
But if
bars.
she can mass produce it and still sell it at $100 a bar, why sell it at 10?
Exactly.
Why?
I'm going to intervene a little bit, and this is for people to see how certain people became very successful. One of them is could be, Jeff Bezos. Um, and me and you always had this talk, Mr. Burns. We always had this talk, and you always say, wait, stop right there, stop right there. What was the word that you just said? It's like, there you go, that's the word. You gotta be a little bit. You gotta have a little bit of ethics at the beginning.
Well,
After that,
you're hoping that they do.
yeah, but after that, you know, and this is what how I see every business, especially like Amazon started off. They cheapen out the price. Why? Because now they don't have a physical store. They did all the they did all the right things, but now they didn't have a physical store. They didn't have a warehouse. They didn't have nothing. So that cost was being saved. Now he had a price which was reasonable, which he still kind of like has a little bit of that in the business, but not that much no more. The thing is that you don't want to hurt the people's pocket. You want to make them to you want the people's pockets are always hurting. So you got to go at that range where in people's pocket is not hurting, where my product is going to be sold and is not going to be unaffordable. You want to make it affordable and at the same time profitable. And that's where the ethic.
And you also want to make it cheaper than the competition.
Well, the competition is using all kinds of garbage, right now. And Miss Helm is gonna have right now a cost. She needs to get the
Mhm.
Talon. She needs to get the Lord. She needs to get the whatever the other stuff, the oils and stuff. That all has a cost to produce.
Mhm.
Now, if it costs her $5, how much profit is she's willing to see an experiment? It could be an experimental pricing. She could start off with $10 a bar, and if she starts selling a bulk load, that means that people's pocket are not hurting. That they're saying this is great soap, better than Dove, better than Neutrogena, better than it makes my skin smooth. I don't get no dryness. I don't get no whatever it is that you get with all these chemical soaps, and people are gonna pay for what it is. Now, when she starts mass producing, she could if she's making, let's say, 100 bars or so, she could probably be making 1,000. Now, Can she maintain $10? She could probably even go cheaper. She could probably even outbid the freaking market. Or she could just keep it at $10, or she could just raise the 10. It's up to her.
Okay, so
She
there's a
has to
couple
have.
of things. There's a couple of things going on here, right? Is the availability of the substances that she needs. Of course, the price on those substances are going to change depending on the amount that she
That's an,
purchases. So if she
that's
purchases a
another.
whole lot more,
Yeah.
the cost will go down for her. But that doesn't mean she has to cut the price for the
No,
consumer.
no, no,
Doesn't mean that.
no.
Yeah, yeah.
And when it comes to business, uh, morality is a strange place when it comes to business.
It is, but
Almost not there.
you don't want to make it unaffordable where it's gonna be stockpiling in her house or in a warehouse. You want to sell it.
Okay.
Do you guys? I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
There's a there used to be a show that showed different businesses on how that they did in history, and Miss Helms would be interested in this too, because it's like the company Heinz, for instance. You know that the ketchup company.
Yeah.
Right.
At the time, all ketchup was made generally through. Then it was just ketchup was a generic term, and it was actually first done with mushrooms. It's a mushroom sauce to put on meat. So what Heinz did was they made theirs out of ketchup, out of tomatoes, and to ketchup that we know today. And to show it, he would buy glass bottles because every other company had theirs in cans. So what he did, literally bought up every bottle in the city that he was available to, because his competitors started catching on and they wanted to do it. He was buying the excess bottles and sinking them like in the ocean to get so that his competitors couldn't have access to bottles. That's the kind of stuff that they were doing back then.
Well, that's a consideration that needs to be made. Oh, look at that! John Kerry is married to the Heinz family.
Oh shit.
So that's So that's a consideration that has to be made, which is a conversation that I had with my friend Jay or Jai.
Mm-hmm.
That in the world of business, you will have people that will try to sabotage what you have.
Exactly.
That's par for the course. You don't have to manifest that. You don't have to operate in fear of that. That's just a natural occurrence in business.
It's called that envy going on. Envy.
That's another thing.
That somebody wants to destroy you. They hate
These are things that are naturally going to occur. These are things that people are going to see how you're profiting from whatever you're doing. They're going to want to imitate what you're doing. They're going to want to create a competition in an area that you're in. Perhaps you started in that venture and people wanted to imitate it because they saw, prime example, the trucking industry. After the pandemic, you had truckers creating content on YouTube, showing how much they were making, attracting certain people into the industry. More people were drawn into the industry primarily because of those checks or those settlements that these people were displaying. And all of a sudden you had this wave of people purchasing trucks. And as they were purchasing trucks and trailers, they were driving the price of the trucks and the trailers because demand shot up. And before you knew it, there were so many more drivers. And then when everything started settling down after the pandemic, there was more demand to move product than there was product. And the rate started going down. And truckers started getting hurt behind that. So if you have a particular business and you're breaking into a particular, or you're the one that starts a particular industry or a particular business, for others to want to see what you're doing, see how you're profiting, want to imitate, and then to want to imitate, lower the price of the product, then you have a competition to the downside.
Exactly.
When you have a competition to the downside, that's not good.
Your homeboy from ET explained that perfectly well.
Mm-hmm. You have a competition to the downside, and that's not necessarily good for business. Now the consumer at first the consumer enjoys the depreciation in price at first, but then if there's a competition to the bottom, eventually it's going to impact the profit to the point
Yep.
where that profit is going to start diminishing, and then it starts eating into the cost of making the product.
Yep.
And once that starts happening,
Prices go up.
No.
prices continue to go down.
Prices continue to go down, and Tara Homes will be out of business.
Yeah. Then you're gonna have to
You're
start.
talking from the other side. I was talking about from
From the other side.
that from the other side. Yeah. Then they once they get everybody out of business, then yeah, your stuff that was cheap. Now they got no competition. So guess what? Demand is up.
Yeah.
Price goes up.
Yeah, exactly. You're right about that. Because now
Well,
that you took out the competition, now you could do whatever you want. Now you're in a monopoly.
Yep.
Now you're a Rockefeller.
and that's
Poor
when
Heinz.
yeah, that's when prices start to depreciate. Like I said, consumers at first
Oh, they're loving
see
it.
that, yeah, they're loving it. They see that as a great thing. But depreciating prices are also synonymous with depression.
Now that
So
I
as
want
the
to, yeah,
uh-huh.
it's funny that you're saying that, Leo. The funny thing is, you remember something online on YouTube, Facebook, no, Instagram. What was that? That guy that was making man soap, Mr. Squash something. I can't remember. It was.
Sasquatch.
Yeah, something like that. It was. It was a guy that
That
was making
soap
soap.
had those
Yeah,
funny commercials.
he was making some soap. Yeah, he was making soap, and then he went into the deodorant, and then I can't remember. That dude
Yeah.
disappeared. Can somebody look him up? I know it's called Squash something.
I think it's Sasquatch. So
I think it's Sasquatch. Yeah, I know. I remember because it had Bigfoot in the. They had those funny commercials.
yeah.
And he had all kinds of natural herbal stuff. This that. This is made out of this. This makes my body. It smells really good. Blah blah. He had a girl and a guy taking a shower with the same soap or something like that. Yeah, it was a funny commercial. Yeah, I don't know what happened to him. He disappeared. I can't. Is he there?
Dr. Squatch.
There you
Natural soap.
Fish
go.
Squatch. That
Is he
was it.
still around?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I haven't seen commercials of his. But same thing goes with some deodorant that I buy. Supposedly it doesn't use no aluminum, none of the glycerin or whatever, all these chemicals. It's a veteran Bravo. It's called Bravo. It's a veteran owned company that makes deodorant, and I think he's gotten into the soap business too as well. Look it up. It's called Bravo.
Bravo soap.
Or Bravo deodorant. Look it up first with Bravo deodorant. Really good deodorants. They're odorless. The one that I get is odorless, so there's no perfume on it, and works great. Um, and it's owned by a ex-veteran guy that does it. Um, at first they were very affordable. Now they're getting a little bit on the expensive side, but it's understandable. You know, we got to go back again. You know, inflation. There you go. There you go. There you go. You make soaps too?
Gotta check and see.
Yeah, the what is it called? The packaging that he has now is different. Yeah, the one that I got is not like that. I used to buy them in bulks. Really good deodorant. I mean, odorless, no aluminum, none of these harmful chemicals. Very smooth for the skin. I like it a lot. And not only that, you're supporting a U.S. veteran. Um, Another competition, and you know about it. It's not healthy though because I did the Juca on it, and it's so bad because of the sugar that it has. But even Starbucks has sugar. Black Rifle Coffee, veteran owned. When I first bought it, I liked it more than the Starbucks Nitrogen and whatever all these other coffees that Starbucks had that I felt that had a lot of sugar. But Black Rifle Coffee, I don't know what the hell they put in their coffee, but man, you start to move like a Formula One car when you drink that. I don't know what they do in that coffee. That coffee is strong, and then you buy the regular bag, the one that you brew in your house, the ground up coffee. I don't know what they have. They have one that has like a skeleton or something like that. God damn, you drink that one and you really gonna see motocross jumping and shit. It's too strong. But it's veteran owned too as well. I find their coffee, their the ground one. The one that not the cold one. Because the cold one I don't think is healthy enough to be drinking that. It says sugar, but I don't feel the sugar on it. I feel more sugar on the Starbucks one than theirs. Whatever it has, that shit just is strong. But the ground one or the one that they have grounded on coffee, or you could buy the bean one, the bean, and you grind it yourself. But veteran owned as well. Man. You know, there's a lot of companies out there that they're doing their thing. Um, it's just that it's all what you know. It's it's people's preferences. Some people like one product, and other people like the other. I just see something in common when it comes to these new companies that they come out and you try them, is that they start off with of course lower price because they probably have a lower cost to produce, and then slowly, gradually, as time goes by, and it must be that when over the years they go with they're growing, and then here comes an act of inflation like what we had in the past 4 years now, then their prices start to go up. I remember when I started using Black Rifle coffee, you could get them for like $1 a pop. Now now it doesn't go, you can't get the cold drinkable ones if it's not $2 or $2.50 in certain places. The
Yeah,
ground,
the professor says that Dr. Squatch has a current collaboration with Mike Tyson.
really, wow.
It's on his website right now. I knew Dr. Squatch was still around. I see those soaps out here every day
Do
on
they
the
sell them?
shelves.
Yeah.
Are they now
Yeah.
selling them in physical stores? Because I know
Yeah.
it started as an online store.
Could have swore I've seen it in a store out here.
Okay, so then now they
Yeah,
started.
no, they're still around. I can see it right now.
Yep.
I remember when I bought Bravo deodorant. They started as a deodorant company. I don't know if they're branching out into other like men stuff, but I think they're doing soap now. But when they started as an online company as well. Everyone starts somewhere, but their price was very affordable, and quality was better than industrial stuff that you get nowadays. And it's still quality, is still good, but their price has gone up. I mean, it's
Yeah,
kind
it's
of
$40 for 3-ounce cans
yeah.
Ooh,
What you
through Amazon right now.
yeah?
ooh,
What is that? What is
The
that? The Bravo deodorant?
Bravo aluminum free deodorant
ooh,
through
ooh,
Amazon.
$40. Ooh, ooh.
Yeah,
For three cans.
For three-ounce cans.
Yeah,
It's
three
yeah.
like
ounce. That's yeah.
that's tiny.
Ooh, ooh.
I mean, hey, more power to them, man. They could do it. They could do it. But surely enough, it all comes down to the cost of what it costs you to produce. It's like what Mr. Burns said. It might be the glycerin. It might be the scented oils that will go up in price. It might be whatever it is, but she has to compensate, so she won't. So she will be profitable. And it's true what Mr. Burns said is like she can't go as cheaper as she can because now she's competing with other people's business, and you're pushing down the price down to the point where it could
And
go
it's
down.
odd. It's odd, but there's a psychology behind selling a product cheaper than what's out there, and that doesn't necessarily translate into more successful sales.
Exactly.
I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. Back in the late 70s and early 80s, there was a big influx in the marketing and interest in soccer here in the United States. Uh, Pele was the man back then,
Yep.
and the sneaker of choice for that world was Adidas. And of course, they were selling at a higher price, a much higher price than domestically made or domestically known sneakers like Pro-Keds and the Converse that you all
Converse.
used to wear.
Yeah, Run
So,
DMC was making his songs about it.
right,
He got a song, My Adidas.
my Adidas. So
My
this
Adidas.
this is how crazy the human psychology can be.
Yeah, it is.
The American sneakers increased their sales. Okay, I paused there for a second because if you think about it, it's kind of crazy. The way they increased their sales were by increasing their prices. Now think about that.
And people
Yeah.
bought it
Of course they bought it. They were successful at selling more sneakers when they increased the price.
because the psychology is the higher the price, the better the product. But it's not all.
Yep.
That's not the case all the time.
No, it isn't. Were they of better quality? No.
No, it was the same.
But the fact that the price was higher,
It was a status.
consumer, yeah, yeah.
Hey, Mr. Byrne, you probably remember that. At the same time that was happening, you remember those beautiful jeans, Jordache.
Jordache jeans. Yeah.
Or Z Cavarici. You remember Z Cavarici?
Oh
Those things
my
were like
God!
$100 for a
Yeah.
pair of pants.
Yo, he just mentioned something that was. Oh my God! I remember those.
You
But
remember
remember
those? The
back in the
little
days
with the little strip on the zipper that says Z Cavarici.
Yeah, dude, it was so funny that with the Jordache that it's like I remember that Levi's was losing money and Wrangler to Jordache.
Yeah. They were losing sales.
See, this is a thing. I mean, we're all older people, and we can remember a time when there was actual brand loyalty, is what they
Well,
call it. You know,
yeah, but the funny thing is that
that doesn't exist with the younger generation now.
no, and you know
They
what's
don't
funny
have the
about
same.
no, they don't. They don't have the same. It's crazy. Like what you're just saying is true.
Yeah.
I see some raggedy ass style pants and t-shirts, and you think $500? Wait. Where did you find that in a fucking thrift store or what? Where do you find that?
With tears in them. With tears in them.
So like I remember when Jordache came out and people were going crazy about it, and they were more expensive than Wranglers and Levi's, and Levi's was losing money. But Jordan, and I think it was at the same time what you're saying though.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, I can remember being in 5th or 6th grade, and the thing was those acid wash jeans, you know, the light jeans that everybody wears nowadays, you know. But
Yeah.
that was like the big thing, and I can remember we would buy jeans and we would like put them in bleach and as you know, do the styles
Do it
ourselves.
ourselves.
Yeah.
Buy the
In
cheapest pair of sneakers and
5
do it
gallon
our-
buckets, you know.
Yeah, and do it ourselves. Cheapest pair of pants and do it ourselves.
Yep.
Just hide the
But
label. That's it.
Yeah. That's for sure. You guys are just bringing back memories, you know. Tony's 4 years older than me, so you know. And I'm only a few years older than Miss Helm, so I'm sure she understands a lot of those too. But you
Tony
remember
right
it. You were the big brother at that time.
Yeah.
In the
Yeah.
80s.
Yeah, I remember the Jordache commercials as a little girl. So
Yeah.
when those jeans disappeared, but what's shocking, if you go look up Jordache, they still sell, and that stuff is still expensive. But no one talks about them anymore.
No.
Mhm.
I don't know what the latest jeans are that are costing like $1 million right now.
See,
What my kids want, what my kids want to buy, my teenager when she was, I mean, my kids right now are younger, so you know. And it's funny because they keep stealing my work pants because I got big baggy pants that I have for work with cargo pockets in them.
Yeah.
And I'm running out of work pants. I'm like, I know I got enough freaking work pants, and they're taking them and they're wearing them to school. They want to borrow them, you know.
Yeah. That's
It's
what
funny.
looking cool.
My daughters
Mhm.
want to wear their dad's work pants.
That's what looking cool
But
is
they
all
also
about.
like we were saying before, they want to wear hoodies. It's 90 freaking degrees out here. Every kid's got a hoodie on. It's like, what's going on? I don't know. I'm the old.
True
I
Religion.
guess.
You guys know that brand, True Religion?
No. True Religion.
Yeah. The professor brought that up. The parachute pants with all the zippers. Tony, you remember the Webble pants?
Those jeans are sometimes was according to race too. In the early 2000s, if you remember, there was baby fat jeans with Kimora Lee Simmons. There was apple bottoms with
Apple bottom jeans.
Yep.
Boots with the fur.
Yep. And those apple bottoms are still around. If you type in apple bottoms, it's there. They just
Maybe I should
don't.
buy a pair.
No.
All right,
no,
I'm looking at a video from the True Religion jeans, and they look
Like
smacked
crap.
out of that book that I showed you of New York in the 1980s. That
Yeah, True Religion. Those
Yeah.
were don't people pay big bucks. I've never owned a pair and don't want them.
but they were they were just, it looks like they're straight out of the 80s. It's so funny how people want to like every 20 years people want to redo the styles, you know.
Yeah.
It's funny. I've been watching that my whole life, and just
Yeah, the phone.
it's
got
funny how the
disconnected.
fads come back and they come in circle, you know.
Yep.
Phone overheated and I got disconnected.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, he's back.
Tony's
back.
gone.
Tony went to go buy some True Religion jeans.
No, he didn't. Nope.
Styling it. He bought a pair of
Hi,
apple
Rudy.
bottoms.
Oh, Rudy's in the house. That's cool.
Rudy's in the
Real
house,
quick,
guys. Tony's wearing some apple bottoms right now.
Oh my God, I'm on my drawers.
His scrotum is tight.
I'm in my drawers with this heat in Dallas. I'm in Houston. Inside the truck.
Oh, you're in Houston now?
Yeah, I'm picking up tomorrow, going to Jack's.
You're not
Hey,
far
there
from
was
home?
a big flood. There was a big flood in Texas. How far away from Houston was that? I just saw it
Uh,
on the news this morning.
that was north. Sadly, and unfortunately, that happened north, northeast, northwest of
How far up north? By 40?
Karen. What is it called? Kearnsville, Karenville. I can't get the name of it. That it happened. It is bad. It was bad.
It was really bad. I saw some of the videos and stuff.
Well, a lot of kids that were camping got probably not going to be able to see their parents ever again. Sorry to say this. It sounds bad and harsh, and yeah, it's uh, it's going to be bad for those families that lost their child.
Kernville, Kerrville,
Kerrville, there
Perry
you go.
County, Perry County.
Sadly, yeah. Um, I must have crossed into it, but since I was coming down from Shreveport, Louisiana, I was coming from way east, and then came down, uh, avoiding maybe that whole entire area. But don't know what happened there. I mean, must have been a dike or something that broke. I mean, it looked like a dike or a dam that broke because the river
A
is like
dike?
a dike, whatever they call it. Oh wait, don't
Yeah.
say that word. That's not.
Yeah,
That's not. It's not.
not politically correct.
It's not put it. Yeah.
A beaver dam. A beaver dam. Is
A
that more
beaver,
politically
There you
correct?
go.
yeah, beaver
Beaver
dam.
Dam. I don't even know if you can get away with that either.
I know.
Oh damn,
That
beaver.
sounds a little risque itself.
Um, yeah, I feel bad for a lot of the people there, man. I mean, we should also feel bad when Katrina hit Louisiana.
That was terrible.
Yeah, that was insane.
A lot of people
I
that
met
had no,
somebody.
like I
I
said,
met
if I
somebody
was,
from New Orleans in Dallas years after the incident occurred, and they never went back to Louisiana. They never went back to New Orleans.
But yeah, most of it was wiped out. I went there a few years ago. They got the downtown area set back up again, but
it's not the same.
it's crazy, you know.
And it's not the same, and people are now aware of what happened there. So it's like they're not buying houses around that area, even though if they restore the whole entire like neighborhoods, but nobody's gonna buy houses out there, especially the way
Mhm.
it was, especially the way they got treated. Who was that movie star that his father was like when claiming insurance for his house, and they said, "Well, we don't cover flooding." Wow,
Oh yeah. Well, in
religion.
That's
Florida,
like
that's in
that's like
Florida, that's the biggest thing.
What was
yeah,
that?
Is this is the problem, all right? A hurricane comes and it blows your roof off, okay?
yep,
The major damage is the rain that's getting into your house because you got a hole in your roof. All right. Guess what that's considered? Flooding, you know? So it's crazy. That's why the insurance in Florida is through the freaking roof right now.
yeah. I bet
And a lot of companies are trying to back out, you know.
a lot of companies backed out of Florida and
Oh
California.
yeah, yeah.
Hey, Mr. Burnham, what was my theory about buying a house?
About buying a house in general.
Yeah, what's my mental state?
Oh, I don't remember. Repeat it.
I ain't buying no house in this damn country. I'd rather live rented for the rest of my life.
Well, you
Mhm.
never actually own a house.
Well, that's true. You don't own a house, so might as well just rent.
Yeah, you never actually own a house.
I don't. I would never buy a house here.
Even after the mortgage is paid off, let's say you're in your 70s, the mortgage is paid off, you've got your pension or whatever it is that you're getting, your Social Security, you still have to pay property taxes. And if you
Yeah,
can't make that payment, you're going to have to go back to work. You're going to have to go back to the workforce at 70 years old. You're gonna have to be greeting people at Walmart when they come in. And if you can't get that,
Or you sell the property and live out the rest of your life in Disney World. You know?
yeah, go hang out with Mickey because you're still
It's
gonna
an
have
insult.
to,
To
yeah,
me,
you're
it's
still
an
gonna have to
insult.
pay property taxes.
To me, it's an insult to see an old person working at a Walmart greeting people or looking at freaking
They
receipts.
shouldn't have to unless they want to.
It's
There
not that
was
they
a
don't.
there
It's
was
not that they don't. It's not that they don't want to. It's the way the society is built. It's an insult to see somebody at that age, after he gave his life entirely working like a dog, paycheck to paycheck, and then you have him
yeah.
again back in the workforce.
Yeah.
Really?
Well,
Like you don't.
in this country under capitalism, the way the have-nots think is that it's up to you. It's up to you to set yourself up financially. And if you don't, it's all on you.
Yeah.
Why pay taxes then?
And unfortunately, there's so many people I know that don't.
Hey,
Like when I first started my job, I've been there 20 years now. And when I first started, I went into my I started doing 401k, and I was about 25, 26 years old, you know. I was starting a
Mhm.
little late. Um but because I started doing that, my uncle was a accountant, and he said you need to pump in as much money as you can to your 401k, so you got something to fall back on. You know, because like you were just saying, it's not designed, and there's so many people I know that don't even have that have 401k options or other things that are just free from work to do, that just it doesn't even affect the amount. If you do it like the way that I did it, it doesn't even affect my take home pay. You know, it
Correct.
will when I take it out because it's all pre-tax, or it's before taxes when I take
Yep.
it out, you know. But
Yep.
at the same time, my take home pay is the same time, but I'm building equity for my retirement, you know? And a lot
Yep.
of people don't realize that. It's like they're like, "Oh, I can't afford it. I can't afford it." It's like, what are you talking about? You
That's
can't
why
afford it.
that's why that's why I get on here on Wednesdays to whip it out
I
because
know.
there's a lack of awareness out there.
I get all excited when you whip it out, man.
look. You see that little sign that I
I
have right
like
there,
Brandon.
my little icon
I
with
like
Uncle
Brandon.
Sam.
Yep.
What does that say? I forgot what
Taxation
it's.
is
I can't see it. I'm on my phone, so I can't really
Oh,
zoom in. I'm sorry.
taxation is theft.
What is?
Taxation is theft.
Mm-hmm.
that's my motto. Taxation is theft. Anything with taxes is theft. And then on top of that, I'm giving you a money, and you're not guaranteeing me nothing. So why should I give you taxes? Why should I pay
Well,
taxes?
taxes don't impact the wealthy the way it impacts everybody who's not wealthy. It doesn't impact
Exactly.
them the same way.
Oh shit! Sounds like
Now,
something.
that doesn't mean that you can't enjoy the same benefits that the wealthy enjoy. It doesn't mean that. But again, most people are not they're
Aware
not
of.
aware. No.
That's why. That's why. What were we were talking about earlier about this morning too as well? Okay, the big beautiful slump, the big
Hmm.
beautiful bill. Okay, so it's giving tax breaks to the wealthy. So let's go and see what the rules are. Why can't we do it? We could do it.
Of course you can.
So just follow what they're gonna be doing in the next 4 years. That's what
The, the
see people.
professor with her business venture, she'll be able to do it.
She will be able to do it exactly. So you know, take
Next.
advantage. Take advantage. I feel
Sorry,
bad
guys.
for the W-2s. I definitely do. I feel that they're gonna be hurting a lot more because they can't do nothing. But if you open up
There
a
are things that
business,
they can do. There are things that they can do. However, they're not hip to it.
I mean, there are for W-2s there are some rules that they could take advantage. I mean,
When you say W-2, what is W-2 referring to?
An
uh,
employee.
an employee. You're not a
An employee
self-employed.
from a company, or
Yeah,
Yeah.
an employee from a company.
There
okay,
are some advantages. It's just that you got to look at the rules that there is for the new coming taxation things that are going on right now with this big beautiful fucking bill. Oops,
yeah.
I'm sorry, I cursed out right now,
Ooh.
but I mean, hey, it's like what I said. I said about that. I sent some screenshot to Mr. Burns about that CPA saying, it doesn't matter red or blue. It's just follow green. And what he meant by saying follow green was follow what your pockets is telling you, and follow where the money is going, and just research. People, we
I
need to
mean,
research.
technically, I'm gonna say something. I'm getting a little bit of an advantage from this bill. There's only one minor thing that I'm getting, which I misquoted the other day because I understood it as, all right, half of my income is tips and overtime. You know,
Oh, so you have an advantage.
I have an advantage with this. You know,
Mhm.
at first I thought it was the first 25,000 was going to be taxed, but it's the opposite. Your first 25,000 is not going to be taxed, and then the next after that it's going to be taxed. So those
Do
are
you
for people that are pulling, and that's under 150K, which I'm in that category. You
do
know,
you do you think you're gonna make more than 25K in taxes and tips?
no, I'm not gonna.
You will.
No, and most waitresses that I know aren't gonna do that. And
So
any restaurant you walk into, they're not gonna be making 25,000 in tips.
so
You know,
there's an
any
advantage.
Applebee's, any restaurant you could think of, Chili's, any main
So
Cracker
Mr.
Barrel.
Burns, your big words. This is not financial advice, but what you should do with those 25,000 in tips.
Listen, you ain't got to ask me because you should already. Everybody should already know the answer. Okay, let me break it down this way.
Yeah,
Okay, first of all, you should live below your means. That's number one.
of
That's
course.
It's
number
not
one.
financial advice. It's not financial advice. Live below your means. How do
That's
you
just
do that?
regular advice. Yeah.
You have to develop. Yeah, but most people don't have the mindset to do that.
Yeah.
Most people are impulsive, and they're impulsive consumers. Like I
Yeah.
said in the beginning of this video, if you're not making 1.2 million in income a year, you need to be more conscientious as to how your money is spent.
Hmm.
If you're not making 1.2 million a year in income, you should be more conscientious.
Hmm.
And you can set yourself up to make that kind of money. Prior to my divorce in 2010, 2011, I was a millionaire. Prior to that, that divorce wiped me out. But how did somebody like me from the hood make it to become a millionaire? Well, I hustled. There was a sacrifice that I made. For 5 years straight, I was working on average 93 hours a week. On average, for 5 years straight. No vacations, no nothing. Just grinding.
Yeah.
Grinding and investing. That's it. And I made it.
You know,
Grinding and investing, and I made it. So I'm not special.
you
I'm
know,
really
now
not
with
special.
now with
Wait a
this,
minute,
you know,
Mr. Solomon. You are very special, Mr.
Oh,
Burns.
well, I'm special ed, but that's about it.
hey, I'm gonna change I'm gonna change trade. I think I'm gonna now with the no tips on tax, no tax on tips. I think I'm gonna become a stripper.
Hey,
I strip.
you know what?
I wear my
Hey,
pants
you know
down
what?
backwards. And I strip.
I got a little advice from you. You're a trucker, right, Tony?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. You already know how the lot lizard scene works.
Oh
That's all
shit.
tips. That's all tipped income, right?
That's yeah. Multi tips.
Yeah, you get more than one tip on that job.
Hey, in Memphis, Tennessee, there's a law that they got the cuddles at night.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
People
saw?
people complain because I
This
don't shave,
crazy.
so you might want to shave.
Well, it's yeah, people got different interests and different things. You could be the one rocking the beard, and hey, there's beard
Oh
guy.
no, no, they're talking about the hair from the waist down.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're talking about you having
Apple.
buckwheat wrestling buckwheat in a leg lock.
Yeah. It's apple. It's apple bottom jeans and a pair of thongs on backwards.
Oh
You'll
man,
make tips. You'll get plenty of tips.
Have you seen the comment on Pretty Hard? She says, "Start getting your dance stuff at the Dollar Tree or something."
Yeah. Got to know how to shop.
if I'm not in my room, I can't see the comments. That's why I
Oh,
appreciate you posting
Oh, I
them.
put it up.
but
I put it up on the screen.
I mean, you got, and I'm not hating about it. It's funny how these
No,
politics. It's funny how politics is just like a soap opera. One is screaming, "Oh my God, they're taking away the benefits!" Ah! Hey,
yeah,
they give you one benefit, no tips on tax. Maybe you could start. I don't know,
yeah,
change
but
that.
you know what? There's people that are gonna die over this. They're gonna lose their Medicaid. They're not gonna. This is just horrible. This is a horrible thing that benefits the wealthy, and they take away from the poorest people, the people who need it the most.
Well,
You know?
I'll tell you one thing, Mr. Byrne has. We had very lots of conversation about this because when I lived in Europe is like it's crazy how I was like how it's already it's a right in other countries, and here we're like it's like a privilege, like you got to
Yeah.
beg for
Oh, medical. You're talking about?
medical and education. Like the medical one,
Yes.
the medical is just absurd. Like me and Mr. Byrne has been talking about this since 3 years ago, and it's an
We're
ongoing thing, and
it's
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 horrible.
insane because we're one of the richest countries in the world, and we're so far back on uh healthcare for everybody and education for that matter. You
Like
know? And
how,
then they're
how it's to me to ask me if I'm a Haitian or Cuban while I'm on an economic I'm in an economic hardship, and you're asking me how much I make. Like you're asking, like if you don't believe, like if I'm trying to fraud the government, like I'm
Mhm.
telling you, I just want food stamps and that's it. And Medicaid. I just want a little bit of food stamp. I'm not. It's not. I'm gonna be living off of it. And to have somebody tell you, "Oh, we need to see your last paychecks," I'm like, no, I will show you my bank statement because I'm a 1099. I'll show you my bank statement, what comes in and what goes out. There's zero. But
Well,
to be there begging should not be even a question because I'm not begging. I need help. I'm about to lose my
Yeah.
business. This is the reason why I get so fed up. And then when I hear these all that they're gonna lose, I didn't get it, so why should I freaking care? You see, that's
Well,
what
I'm gonna get
divides us. That's what
this
divides
happened
us
to
the most. It divides
yeah.
us because I didn't get it, so fuck them. They're
Yeah.
gonna lose it.
No,
I
I
don't
hear
care.
what you're saying. And I had that same experience. There was one time I was out of work for the summer. I used to be out of work for the summer. Now, currently, when my club closes down, I work on the maintenance department, so I'm a year-round employee where I'm at. I still get a paycheck. It's not as good as my when I'm cooking for the club. Um,
Exactly.
but but
But
I
But why
have a
you should,
job to get me by, and it's more than unemployment pays.
but why
So,
should you but why should you
Max,
come out of pocket to pay medical when you got,
Max,
when you got
come on.
Medicaid or Medicare?
Yes, yes, yes. But one time, when my wife was pregnant with my youngest daughter, she was had the condition where she was high blood pressure, pre eclamptic, I
Yeah,
want to say.
it's a risk.
Um,
High blood pressure.
so her blood pressure went through the roof when she had my youngest daughter. Her doctor ordered her bed rest. Don't get up. Don't do anything. Literally lay in bed until you have this baby. You know. So I'm out of work now. My wife, which was the breadwinner during the summer, I was taking care of the younger children. I was the homemaker. We didn't have. We're starting to. We're running on savings now to start paying the rent, start
Why
paying
should
everything.
why should you tap on
And
savings? That's my problem. Why
what's that?
should you? Why should you?
Well,
Why should you tap on savings? That's the thing that pisses me off
I that's where I was getting at is I applied
for SNAP,
uh
right? For
for
SNAP and
SNAP and for whatever, food stamps, anything we could just to have a little bit of help because we had literally zero income coming in. And yeah, no, we were denied. And
not surprised.
for they were like, "No, you make too much a year." And it's like, "Well, we're having this emergency that's happening that we didn't expect." But all right, okay. Didn't worry about it after that. We just did what we had to do. I literally had to live a summer off of our savings, which went down to shit. But we did what we had to do to survive.
You
But
see, and the thing,
like
Yeah,
you
you
said,
make too much.
I could
You make
have
too
that
much. You make too much a year, but the problem is happening now.
exactly.
And
Exactly.
I've heard nightmare stories where they're rejected and they tell them to come back after they file their taxes the following year,
yep.
demonstrating that they weren't making
Yeah,
any money. What are you supposed to do? Start to death?
a year from then.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you still got to get the food on the table,
You'll be
you
dead
know.
Right.
by a year. You'll be dead after a year. The
Yeah.
year that you're gonna file, you'll be
Yes.
dead
And
by
that's
then.
what
So how
and
does that
that's
make
what
sense?
see now see this is the thing is a lot of people don't understand that. And a lot of people, okay, I've been hungry before. I've done shit that I've had to do younger on my own. I mean, I wouldn't do it now that I've got a family I got to take care of. But when you're hungry and you got to eat, there's not too many things you won't do when it gets down to it,
Yeah.
you know? And that's what's going to end up happening is there's going to be a lot of hungry people and I think the crime's going to go up, you know? Because like I said, I'm not I mean, I
You
was
know what?
there.
You know what pisses me
I
off
did
about
some things that I didn't have to do. I mean, I'm not talking about stealing loaves of bread and stuff like that. That's going to be I think the theft is going to go up,
but
you know?
but the thing is, we were not too far 4 years back when the pandemic hit. You know that everyone had Medicaid automatically, and some of them didn't even know that they got the Medicaid automatically into their with them. And it was funny
Yeah.
because how is that? Then you gave Medicaid to everyone, and then you take it away when Biden comes in, like right after Biden, and then they open up the country. They open up
Mm.
slowly open up, the entire country again, back up. Now you start taking away the Medicaid. Like, so what? Wait, what was the difference of being home and not working, and then you giving out Medicaid and money, and now you're not giving money nor Medicaid? Why didn't you just keep the Medicaid for everyone?
Yeah.
That's what pisses me off. It's like they give you the lollipop and you're licking it and you're like, oh man, this shit is tasty as hell. I
Yeah.
love it. And then they say, well, you know what? Let me get that lollipop back. They just whip it right out of your mouth. So
Just
what?
to comment real quick to hook it up. Wick, we had Wick, but that was a gallon of milk a week. I mean, you had to have specific things. I mean, we had to learn how to do that. They gave us the WIC, and I mean, we had to go through those. But that's not enough. I had a family of 4. The WIC is designed just for the pregnant mother, essentially, and it was just
Look,
enough food for her to get by.
there's this country was based out of socialism, and when I hear that socialism is communism, it pisses the shit out of me. The
No,
only
it's
time
different.
that the only time that this country had the most socialist programs was when FDR was president. We even had
Yeah,
I don't know if you even remember, still at the 70s when they used to give, I think, what is it called, USDA, the United States Farmer. Remember they used to give us that big ass chunk of cheddar cheese bread, that
Yeah.
big ass can that was like
government
10 pounds of
cheese, government cheese.
the government
Yep.
cheese, the government bread, the government beans, the government. It used to come in that USDA. Let me see. You could put it up right now and you could find it on Google. Those pictures of those. The pork.
I'm not in. Give me a minute.
Remember that big ass can of pork beans? I remember my father going to these places to get food.
And those big blocks of cheese.
Man, you had them big block of cheese that will last you like a month. So big that, and it said, and what did they used to say in the bottom of it? This is not for resale. If you get caught selling it, you'll get in trouble.
And you could use it as a weapon too. Hell yeah, you can use it for self-defense.
You remember that the bread, the sliced bread was better than that damn disgusting Wonder Bread, the white loaf that they used to give you.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that? It was real bread. That was real food, and that was for free. So, and then social security. Who created it? Fucking. I'm sorry, I'm saying it again. FDR. Everything was done by FDR. FDR created a system to come out of the Great Depression. He fought the Great Depression for that.
He gave government work on people to just go around and clean stop signs and stuff like that.
Listen, listen. After FDR, there's no president for me. After FDR, all presidents to me are just pure garbage. I'm sorry to tell you that. People tell me no, they're not the same. The Democrats and the Republican, they're just as the same as they're just one side of the coin, like Mr. Burns said. They're just another flip of the coin. That's
two sides to the same coin. Yep.
Yep, that's what they are. So I'm sorry to tell you that.
I think we need more than a 2-party system, but I don't know if this.
Well, Elon started a new one.
What's that?
Elon started a new one supposedly today.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
That's good. The only problem with him is he's not born in an American citizen, so he can't run.
They're gonna deport. They're gonna deport.
What's that?
He could be governor.
They're gonna deport his ass.
Oh yeah, like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Arnold, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way.
Yeah, but I think that I honestly think that this experiment of democracy is I think it had a nice run, but I can honestly see it's coming to an end. I don't mean to be doom and gloom, but I
was reading this girl's comment. I can't where can I go and see it?
Put it up again?
Yeah, put it up again. I can't see it. She said something and she put
Who was it?
Here it goes.
Pretty.
This country is full of that's how they want to do things. They want to give up the stuff. Why are we suffering? But when you're not suffering no more, they want to take it back. Yeah, that's true. But the thing is, look, an example is the country of Singapore. Singapore was one of the worst GDP countries in the world. It had the worst economy. Everything was so bad with that country. How is it that country has one of the best GDPs, the best education, the best medical system? The society is way ahead than our society. As a matter of fact, that guy. What was the guy's name? The guy. He was like a dictator, but he wasn't.
Some dumb boy, I think it was.
Yeah, that dude was like. he
No
was
boy.
he was president for so many years. But look, the country's not a dictatorship. Everybody was running free. They could travel. I mean, but look, he fixed that country up. He made it from the ground up, from zero. The only thing that he had was like what India has. India has a lot of manpower. He had the people, and he thought of it. Hey, look, I got the people. Maybe we could lift this economy. A lot of people done other things that that we should be way ahead of, and as a society, we should be
Oh
so
yeah.
way ahead of in education and in medical. We do not need to be repressing our own people and having other countries, do better than us when it comes to their own people. It doesn't make no sense. I mean, it does make sense because
America should be the number one country in the world.
the only thing that's number
It's
one in this country is the military, and that Mr. Burns says it all
right.
the
Yeah,
time.
exactly.
we
Exactly.
we
But
scared the
but why?
we scared the bejesus out of everybody. Oh, I just used one of those words in the Matrix, the bejesus.
Ooh,
Yeah.
They scare the bejesus out of everybody. Why? Because we threaten everybody with weapons, and that's something that a lot
Okay.
of American.
Well, okay. So like some little country designed some weapon because they start schooling their children. They get more advanced than us, and they can outdo bullets and outdo missiles.
well, what this country
Do you
typically
understand what I'm
does,
saying? The
what
technology, if we're where we're at,
well, what typically happens in those cases is that this country recruits those people. The geniuses from other parts of the world get recruited here, and they're more than happy to come here and start a family here and provide for their family back home because the standard of living here is so much better. So
yeah.
yeah, they'll come right over.
I mean, I'm going to give you an example.
Mm-hmm.
The Roman Empire. You
Mm-hmm.
know, why were they so successful to take over?
Because they
They
allowed
came
for
up with
immigration.
they allowed they came up with this little military thing called the flanks. I don't know if you know what that is. You guys aware what that is?
No, I'm not.
All right, back think of medieval warfare with shields, spears,
Oh yeah,
swords, stuff like that.
yeah.
So it used to be just a bunch of people going at it with whatever weapons they have. Well, the Romans said, okay, let's just get these big shields. We'll just surround ourselves with these giant shields and basically make an impenetrable fortress, and then have everybody on the inside with giant spears that can stab out and kill everybody that was there. That's essentially what they did. Is they made this major defensive, almost like a tank. Back then, it would be considered like a tank, but with people, because they would have these big
So
shields and stuff like that.
innovation? Are you saying that it's innovation?
Yeah, of course.
Shit, I would have lit them up with oil.
Blanks is PHLANX, I believe.
Oh,
You know.
phalanx.
Phalanx. Yeah, now I know what he's talking about. Yes.
Phalanx. Yeah.
Okay.
So
That's just the form of the group of the people. Miss Helms knows about that, I'm sure.
hey, I
They
got
that was a popular tactic with the Greeks as well. That's probably where they
Yeah.
learned it from. They probably
Oh,
learned
I
it from the
thought I
Greeks.
thought it was I thought it was the Romans that came up. I might be wrong. It might have been the Greeks that came up with it. But
you know what's
Phalanx.
funny? You know what's funny when they used to be like that? Other military or other groups of or other countries would think, and they were like, since oil was oozing out of the ground, they'll collect the oil, they'll just drain them in oil, and they'll be like burning. Like they'll look
They'll
like
torture.
it.
yeah.
It was the old times of napalm bombs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, and the Greeks actually developed something that was called Greek fire, that they used on the ships. That basically, when it hit the water, water had a chemical reaction with it, which caused it to burn, and it was
I
a
thought
crazy thing.
I thought Greek fire was what they felt from behind.
That's what the sheeps felt from behind.
Oh
My
man.
hair! Fire!
Oh my god.
Um.
Is it a time for a joke?
Um.
Yeah, go ahead. Hit one. My
Man,
son,
You
my
want
son,
one?
my 13-year-old clobbered me over the head with a your mama joke. He said your mother's
Oh.
so yeah. He said your mother's so poor. She puts the toilet paper out to dry.
Your mama's so big, she's got a glass eye with Kool-Aid in
Ah, ha, ha.
it.
Your mama's so big. She don't need the internet because she's already worldwide. That was my 13-year-old again. My 13-year-old hit me with that.
Your mama's so big, when she goes to the beach, she's the only one that gets a tan.
Wow. Your mama's so big. We're inside her right now.
Oh.
what is the one? What your mom is so hungry?
I don't remember that one.
There's a couple of hungry mama. I can't remember them, but I remember back in the days the mama thing. Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
I know the buckwheat
The
one.
She said one part of-
last fight as an adult I ever got into, I was 25 years old and I was at a bar and we were partying. It was the last night of we're closing the thing. All the waiters and waitresses were with us. And it was your mama. And that's what started the whole fight, you know, because I just looked at the guy and he was making fun of me about something. And I just turned around at him and I said, well, your mom liked it last night. And that was it. And then the next thing you know, the guys are ripping their shirts off. And I'm like, oh, Jesus.
It's
And
over.
it went down.
I only know. I
It
only
went
know.
down.
I only know. I only know one of the mama. It's like, your mom is so hairy. She got buckwheat on her headlock. Your mama's armpit. No, your mama's armpits are so hairy that she looks like she had buckwheat on her headlock.
Yeah, what? I used that earlier today. I just said,
Yeah, I know. That's the only one that I remember. When you said that, I was like, oh man, that's the mama one.
My
we're all
son
the same
told me
age. That's
my,
what's
my
fun.
son, my son told me that my mama was so old she sat next to Moses at school.
Oh my god.
All right. Well, here's the story, okay? And you guys can learn a lesson from this story. Actually, there's an old man sitting at a bar, and young man comes in, and he's like, "Oh, hey, old timer." He's all bummed out, and he's like, "What's wrong with you, sir? What you know? Why are you upset?" He goes, "You want me to tell you why I'm upset? I'm gonna tell you why I'm upset. You see, from here to the next town, there's apple trees. I planted every single apple tree from here to the next town so that everybody can have apples. Do they call me McGregor the tree planter? No. On the other side of that same road, I made a fence. I built the fence with my bare hands from here to the next town to keep the cattle from straying away. Do they call me McGregor the fence builder? No. But you screw one goat.
Oh, that's so bad. Damn.
You're always remembered for your worst deeds.
Oh my
You're-
god.
Your mama's
It's a
so
le-
short. Your mama's so short. You can see her feet on her driver's license. My son hit me with that one too.
You gotta find the hungry one, man. Your mom is so hungry.
Your mama's so old, her birth certificate says expired.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
Those were the good old days, man, to be having
Yeah.
those nights. You sit out at night and you start saying your mama jokes. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Those are the best, bro.
I agree. Those are fun.
Your mama's so big, she uses Google Earth to take a selfie.
These are the new age ones.
Well, I'm gonna go out and head out.
Tony, good talking to you, man.
I'm gonna take a sleep by. Rest because tomorrow I gotta pick up tomorrow then at 11 o'clock. Start heading back to Jack's. Good old Jack's.
Jacksonville?
Yeah. From Houston. I'll make it in a day and a half. All day. It'll take me a day just to get there. But yeah, it was fun talking about the wonders of life, and only advice I give people is just that follow what our current events going, and where your money is, where the pockets is talking, listen to where your pockets is talking. And the advice is never live above your means. That's definitely one of the best ones, because I heard tonight. What are you laughing at? Look at him. He's laughing. He wants to say something. What do you, what do you, what do you want to say,
Your
man?
mama's so big, her cereal bowl came with a lifeguard. Your mama's so big, when she goes to a restaurant, she doesn't get a menu, she gets an estimate.
Oh shit! Oh my God! Oh, that's
Your
all right.
mama's so old, she has an autograph. She has an autographed Bible. Whoa.
Nah, come on. All right, I'm out and about.
Hey, take care, Tony.
You too. Have a good night. Everybody have a good night. Good talking
Thanks
to
for
you guys.
coming on board, bro.
Hey, no problem. I'll talk to you maybe tomorrow in the morning. Not in the morning, in the afternoon. I'll give you a call.
Yeah, cool.
Later.
All right, kid. Love, peace, and hair grease. Keep it moist.
I like love, peace, and bacon grease.
Bacon grease. Better, man.
That's it. I'm a cook.
Source is in the house.
Source is here. Hey, Source.
It's here.
I'm gonna have to go into my studio so I can see the chat. Well, I'll smoke another cigarette.
Source.
I just saw him before I came on, and that was one of the things that I also wanted to say to Mrs. Helms is as I've been networking on YouTube quite a bit. I'm learning all these new people. I'm two of the people that I'm friends with on YouTube that I've got to know are beauty. One's a model and one's just an older lady that goes over, beauty stuff like that. And I'd be happy to hook your thing up because they both like to do free. That's their thing on their channel is to do reviews on beauty products and lotions and soaps and stuff like that. So definitely would.
Hey,
Hey,
pretty.
pretty.
Hi.
Hi, pretty.
You sniffing that? You sniffing that soap like a crackhead? You all right?
Girl, you have no idea. This right here.
I
Yep.
took the longest nap ever. Oh, mercy.
Look who it is, guys. I guess he's at.
Source. Source in the house.
Oh,
Hi, the
man.
source.
Aloha.
Oh, he's on. He's actually got sound. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've got
actually, go ahead.
I've got a premiere in 45 minutes if y'all are done with this. It's
Oh, okay. Yeah,
chicken,
definitely.
great chicken hunter.
Yeah, I like that.
Ooh.
Oh my God. You know what? You gonna have me dying.
You gotta go for
It's
that
hilarious. Yeah,
Oh.
Deb. Here's Deb.
Aloha.
Hey, Deb. Aloha.
Okay.
Yeah, she's in this one. So we're the great chicken hunters.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're both gonna hunt?
yeah. We had to go to the streets for this one. Yeah,
Oh, wow. So it's about to get exciting.
it's wild. Yeah. Wow.
Maybe you can talk to Chick-fil-A and get like a little
I
little
can't
branding
with
or
you.
something.
Little
Can't.
endorsement.
Yeah.
I cannot with him.
You know,
you
there's
capture-
like millions of
capture that
chickens in Hawaii, millions of chickens, you know? There could actually be a real profession in that if I wanted to. Gather, collect them all.
If you capture the chicken and you choked it, would they get mad about that?
You do that. That's good content.
I don't know about choking your chicken
go to
alive.
Hawaii.
You might get your channel deleted again.
Solomon, you drive in that truck. Maybe you could pick up chickens everywhere you go, and it could be a thing.
They have a different name.
Sorry.
Yeah,
They're not chickens, they're lizards out here.
I know. You're right. You should collect them. Yeah. Yeah.
It's
I could
all
probably-
hey, Solomon, it's all tips. Tax free.
That's right.
One of them that approached me was so skinny. If she swallowed an M&M, she'd look 6 months pregnant.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
You know what? I cannot.
Yeah,
I
My
cannot.
I'm just letting you know.
Yeah.
Mm.
Thanks for letting us know.
Oh, wow! Down in Miami, I don't know if I can do this right. Down in Miami, they had a rice bowl. And they had a piece of rice stuck, and it was. Oh, you can't see.
Oh, yeah. I know that one.
Yeah.
I know that one.
Oh, wow.
Oh man, see, I escape reality every time I sniff this soap.
Yeah. Butter.
Butter. That's what it looks like.
Don't drop
Butter.
it. Hey, don't drop that. Don't drop it.
I can't.
Don't drop it.
Miss- Hey, Source.
I can't
Yeah,
wait
what's
to
up?
get. I cannot
Mrs.
wait
Helms
to
is,
get her thing up so I can buy some.
This is really good soap. I was surprised.
PHC in the building.
PHC. Oh,
And BPB.
y'all sound like gas stations.
And
Too.
TSP.
TSP in the house.
Who's in the middle? I can't see.
That's Tara.
Tora Helms.
Yeah, Tara. Yeah.
That's the professor. AKA.
Always the same cast of characters.
She's the one that makes the soap.
I'm not up
Oh.
here all the time. I'm always up here like once in a blue moon.
That's true. It must be a blue moon then.
Her side will be up on
A
October.
blue moon with an orange.
That's the moon right there.
Too loud. I'm too loud.
Let's
I'm
see.
too loud.
Let's see. Oh, can I put it on my head? All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not
Yeah.
too loud.
That's the moon.
Who's mooning?
Yeah. I'm mooning you guys
I mean,
right there. That little
if I
dot on
move
my head.
somebody
That's the
might
moon.
run away.
I love that.
Here's his leg.
So well, here's a soap story from jail.
Oh no.
So
Oh no.
we distribute these little bars of soap. They're called Lisa soap. That's the name of the brand, Lisa. And they're harsh because they contain a lot of lye. They're harsh. But so I was in a dorm and I'm doing my tour. And this guy that was obviously kicking a habit, was in the bathroom. So I asked the guys inside the dorm, "Hey, what happened to this dude?" Because I thought they were, trying to get something out of him. So they told me he was in the bathroom, and I said, "Oh, really?" Now, when you grab the box of soap, the Lisa soap, on the bottom, they're flaky and they're shiny. Now, if you're from the hood, you know what that looks like. So I took some of it and I put it in paper and I folded it up.
Oh
Yeah,
my goodness.
yeah, the way it would be folded up in the street
I'm
if you
sorry.
were
I was looking at the chat. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
if you were selling that. So I went ahead, I folded it up, and I put it underneath his pillow, and I told everybody in the cubicle to shut their mouth, don't say nothing. So I left, and I came around, and
Shoot.
this guy's nose was swollen and red,
Oh no.
He must have
and
had
he sniffed it.
What?
He thought it was,
Thought it was what it was.
yeah. But the thing is so harsh. The chemicals that are used on that Lisa is so harsh that it burned up his nostrils.
basically he had an allergic reaction, basically.
And no, I don't even think it was allergic. It's just so harsh that when it comes in contact with the membranes inside your nose, it burns you. It burns you. So he was burning, and I'm walking in there, and these guys are about ready to snitch me out, rat me out. So what the hell? What's going on here? Huh? What's going on here? And I acted like I suspected that something was going on. And I said, what do I have to do? Do I have to search this whole place? Huh? Do I have to search it? What's going on here? Who's got something here? And they were trying not to laugh. And it was the craziest it was the craziest thing in the world.
Come on.
What a terrible prank I pulled.
Is that Max?
Max is out here. I'm trying to get him in.
Hey, Maxie.
Give him some Lisa soap.
Say hi. Say hi, Max. Now he's waiting to come in.
Hi,
Am I
Max.
going? Come on.
Ah,
He must like the outside.
Oh, he loves it. There's rabbits out here. There's raccoons. There's coyotes. There's you name it. It's out there. I can't let him sit out there because he'll try to eat through the fence to get out.
Right. And then your neighbor's gonna be bitching about something. Excuse my friend. I know how
It's
that
funny.
can be. What a long day. Thank God it's always a tomorrow. Ooh. Ooh.
beefy.
What you say? What you say, Charlie?
You and that you and that
Amado.
smoke.
What you do?
What? Nothing. Beefy.
Then
You
why
and
you laughing like that? You did something. What you do?
He wasn't here last week.
Um,
You don't know about Fifi.
um,
Every time I
well,
smell this,
you gonna
soap,
you
I
gonna
remember
sit
Fifi.
there and leave me out the loop. Oh God.
Oh man.
Are you smelling that smoke? That's it, like it's your last smell. Good Lord.
I'm smelling this soap like I'm addicted. I can't stop. You know what? Even while I was driving, I thought at the weigh station, I thought the officer was gonna pull me in for doing that. I
Pull
was
you in
steady.
for what?
You did that in front of a darn way station officer, just sat there and sniffed soap. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
He was watching me smell Fifi right here.
Why? That's it. I should make a bougie soap and name it Fifi. That's a good idea
Yes,
too.
hell yeah.
I'm
Oh
gonna put
yeah.
some
Hell yeah,
gold.
with
I'm gonna put some
with
gold
some cheap
flake in it.
cheap perfume smelling.
No,
Don't do that.
no, it won't be cheap. Fifi gonna have gold flake. Thank you for the idea.
Ooh, ooh.
Yep.
You could make a
And in the
fragrance
box that it
called.
comes in,
Wait.
put
You
a
could
gold
make a
chain on it.
fragrance
Put a gold
called.
chain on it.
You can make a.
Yeah,
I can make
you could make a fragrance called the Lot Lizard, and
Yeah,
go through
and put bamboo
Solomon.
earrings on the box.
You can ask
At
Solomon
least two pair.
for the fragrances. He can go investigate for you.
Yep.
He
Oh
said
my
I can make
lord.
a fragrance called Lot Lizard.
Yep. And put bamboo earrings on the box. At least 2 pair.
Y'all are hurting my
Yeah.
stomach.
Hey, it's
You
marketing.
so
We're what do you call it?
We're
We
the
throw the
marketing
board up
engineer.
and everybody starts making suggestions. We're
Yeah.
what do
So
you call it?
Source, are you from Cleveland? Yeah, my cousins played for your team, your baseball team. Source. I'm gonna start calling the soap Source.
the source.
Cleveland.
Yeah.
The
Sources
source.
from Cleveland?
I'm sniffing. Manny.
So-
I think Manny played for you guys.
Yep.
Manny played for Cleveland, the Cleveland Indians? I don't remember. Yeah, Ramirez, yeah. He's a
Wow.
weirdo. He's a weirdo.
I'm gonna have to figure out Fifi. I like that one. I had a dog that died named Fifi too in
Oh.
Alabama. But
Yeah.
you know, that's a good idea. She gonna be a bougie black woman too. That is Fifi.
Bougie.
I love it.
Cheap smelling perfume.
No, it ain't gonna be no cheap smelling soap. It's gonna be some natural stuff with some gold flake on it.
That's right, Tony. Let him know.
And probably some ground pumice too
Lord have mercy.
for exfoliation.
Oh, that smells good.
Yep.
Now I don't know if you guys all know, but earlier this week, Pretty Heart did her first live. Isn't that correct? Pretty Heart?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's their first live.
I happen to be hey Tracy's local earnings. But yeah, and I happened to catch her on her first live. She was doing it in the morning. Thought I wasn't gonna sneak in there, but I was there.
You snuck in?
Yeah, I snuck in.
Yeah, he snuck in there like a little snake, and he stayed in there for like this about I think 5 minutes. Then he left out, and then
Yeah, I was
haven't been
on.
back to another live since.
Wow. Brandon.
You haven't put anything live since?
Yes, I have.
You need to borrow Fifi, Brandon.
Oh, yeah.
I'm still trying
Yes, I have. I went today. I went yesterday. But I see how you feel.
I'm gonna have to catch up.
But this time, love's for
because
real.
I've been catching up on yours. I caught up on yours.
She's got more ketchup than Heinz.
Shut up.
Doing well, Tracy's. I'm getting
I'm messing with him tonight.
I don't even know how to describe my relationship with this soap right now.
You have
By the
no
way,
faith.
the professor, if you look at the panel, Tara Helms, she's the maker of this soap. Let me see if I can get her name up.
Oh,
Let me get it up. There it is. Tara Helms. She's the maker of this soap.
But Brandon, you can look at the live that took place today and the day before yesterday.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Make like a bottle.
No, not today. I'm sorry, not today. Yesterday. Is it 12 o'clock yet?
No, it will be soon
No,
Okay.
though.
it's 11:30
Okay,
Eastern.
so you could look at the one that was today. I
Uh-huh.
might I might do one tomorrow. I don't know. I might. It depends on what mood I'm in.
Yeah.
So Brandon, you're gonna have to make like a bottle of Heinz and ketchup.
You know what? Shut up.
Hey. All right. Have you seen the movie Kill Bill?
I have.
Yes.
I've seen that and the sequel.
I've seen clips of it.
All right.
Yeah.
Already,
Well, you know the joke that she told on that movie, right?
I don't remember it.
Okay. 2 tomatoes. Papa tomato, baby tomato, walking down the
You
street.
know.
The baby tomato is kind of lagging behind, not able to keep up with the daddy tomato. So he just turns around and just stomps on it and says, ketchup.
Okay. Y'all are just a mess.
so silly.
Some
Hey.
silly boys. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. I'm sitting here hanging up my girls' clothes for
Oh,
the summer.
the chickens got
Oh,
out.
that's okay.
The chickens got out, y'all.
Oh,
Even though they
are you
teenagers,
talking
I'm
about the
still
source?
providing
Source
in their
system?
closet.
Tracy's local
Yes.
learning. Chickens got out again.
No anomaly in this area.
There's a crisis.
Are you talking about the source chasing the chickens?
No, Tracy's
Yeah.
local.
Oh,
Tracy's local.
Tracy.
Yeah,
She's up in Canada.
she's gonna have to choke those chickens so they don't run out on her.
Yeah.
Got to discipline those chickens. Oh,
Peekaboo, y'all see me.
beefy,
I'm still trying to figure Fifi out.
beefy.
Beefy what?
Fifi, Fifi, Fifi.
Oh, I thought he said beefy. I didn't know.
No, he said Fifi.
Oh, okay. He just having a field day with that stuff.
He sure is. I didn't think he was gonna take it this serious. I'm appreciative though.
Yeah, you better love it.
I should do a video when I
You
use it.
get that every once. You get that every once in a lifetime. Just like I be sharing him out and everything, he be having cheese on his face.
We don't want a video of you in the shower with that soap, okay?
I got a short with me using.
Oh, Tara, don't say that because if me and him talk, he probably might do it secretly in front of me.
Well,
Probably.
pretty. I pulled you
So
up
crazy
and you've
stuff.
done
I showed her
1, 2,
some
3,
skin.
4.
Wait a minute,
Pretty,
wait
you've
a
done
minute,
lives
wait
for
a
the
minute,
last.
what did you just say?
I said you've done lives for the last 4 days.
Yeah.
I miss those. You've been
Yep.
going every day since.
Yep.
Good for you, huh?
I showed Pretty some skin.
You haven't been catching up on it.
No, I haven't. No, I
Hey,
haven't.
Pretty.
I've been busy, but hey,
Tell them about the
I
skin I
catch
showed.
up.
You said what?
Tell them about earlier when I showed you some skin. It's
This
okay.
dude.
It's okay. Tell them. It's all right. You can share it.
It's better for you. It's better for you to tell them.
You think so?
Yep.
It might be
You're
more
the story.
impactful.
Solomon. You are a great storyteller.
So I got back in the truck And I told Pretty that because I trusted her. I showed her some skin. Look at her, she's blushing. There it is.
Oh.
You got
Oh.
issues.
Showed her some pork skins. She got excited though.
I sure
Pretty,
did
tell
because
him.
I haven't had them in a minute. The last time I had some pork skins was
Yeah, but don't say it like that. Remember, I showed it to you.
yeah, you did.
Say it like you mean it.
I haven't had no skins in years.
Oh, you see what
And
I
your
mean?
skins look good.
Oh, beefy.
The funny thing is actually DeAndre put this point up in
Now
and they call
where
him.
is DeAndre? Where is DeAndre?
Yeah, speaking of.
Yeah, but either way, DeAndre brought this point up, and it was what do you call them? Because where he's from, they call them pork rinds. Where I'm from
Right.
in South Florida, they're chicharrones. You know,
They're
Chicharrón.
pork,
Those are
they're pork rinds in Alabama too. We don't
Right.
say chickens.
pork rind. Yeah, in the South. Yeah, and
And over
then
here over here where I'm at, they call them shoot. Well, I know at one point they used to call it fat back.
They
And
still
then
do.
yeah,
they call
oh
it
yeah.
fat back. And then
Mm-hmm.
they say pork skins. But I know back in the day when my mom's mom and dad, when they used to eat breakfast and stuff like that, they used to call it fat back and eggs and all that type of stuff. What the
Yeah,
hell?
yeah.
I'm trying to stick it in my nose, man. It's so
Why are
good
you sticking it up your nose?
to clean my nostrils.
Oh,
He was around in the '80s.
I've been sitting here having
He was
an
around in the
educational
'80s. Most
moment.
most stuff went up our noses back then. So
Yep.
Back in the day,
No, Brandon didn't he?
I could never participate in that. Look at this nose, man. Are you crazy? If I walked in on somebody in the bathroom and they were doing their thing, they weren't going to share it with me. Look at this thing. I look up, it looks like a 2-door garage. What?
you know what's so
Yeah, they
funny?
ain't sharing.
It's so funny is the first time I met you, it's funny that you bring that back because the first time that I met you it must have been November, December. No, it had to be December because I started in November. And I said, I don't give a shit what anybody says about me. I don't care. You know, they're gonna make fun of me or whatever. Those people, the trolls are gonna comment. I don't care. And you said to me, yeah, but once they start going on my
That's
nose,
my
that's
buddy.
when
That's when what? When he start going on your nose.
No, that's what Solomon told me. It was once they start going on my nose, I'm done. I can't handle that. And I was like, oh, that's what does it with me.
I love her. She always all over the place
Somebody
like
said I got a
am.
big nose.
I forgot how you say her name though.
Yeah, somebody said my nose is big
You were saying
because
that's
air is free.
that's what got to you.
Really?
Yeah.
Y'all
Yeah.
got issues.
My nose. People are so nosy.
Oh, you make
Lily,
them
yeah.
that way.
Okay. Nuestra familia. That's how you say it, Pretty.
And then you go and
Nuestra,
get it.
Familia.
nuestra familia. Yeah.
No, I'm gonna say
Oh.
Familia because I'm not trying to say that first name. I ain't trying to mess up her name. Her name is too pretty to be getting jacked up now.
One thing I wanted to tell you, Solomon, real quick, is Rudy with autism that comes in every once in a while.
Yeah.
Lily, I call you Lily.
No, not
Lily.
Rudy
Rudy.
with autism.
Uh-huh.
What about Rudy?
He comes in every once in a while to the chats or whatever. He's from the source.
Right.
But he's gravitated around me. He comes onto your pages and comments, etc. He is
You said
autistic.
B3?
Are you talking to me? Are you talking to me?
You said
Brittany?
B3?
I said
No,
Rudy.
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 Sorry. I thought you said
RUDY.
B3. I'm
Apologize,
sorry.
girl.
With-
Apologize.
I said sorry.
Rudy. It's no big thing. Rudy with autism.
Jesus.
So, however, I was talking to him. He wants he has autism. He asked you to say numbers and stuff like that. One thing that I was delighted with is he's extremely fluent with Spanish. He speaks Spanish fluently,
Really?
which is a
Oh,
interesting. Yeah, no, yeah.
sorry.
Nice.
Oh, continue.
Was that it?
Oh, that was it.
Oh,
That
okay,
was it. I'm
Okay.
done.
So-
I'm sorry.
So his thing is numbers.
Oh yeah, numbers. Yeah. He will ask you to type numbers or say numbers out loud. You know,
Oh,
and
he's shoving the soap up his nose, Lily. That's what he's doing.
Hey, don't hate. Imitate.
He's enjoying the scent of the soap. I ain't mean to cut you off, Brandon.
no,
I'm
that's
just
all right
answering her
because
question.
90% of the time it works every time.
So good. It's so good.
You're making me really jealous right now and making me feel like I should get some of the soap.
That's what. Hey, if you get this soap, let me tell you something.
Son of a bit. If I hit the wrong
That
button
back-
on my phone, it clicks me off. I'm sorry.
No, it's
Go
okay.
ahead.
I might hit the wrong button while I have the soap in my hand. What?
Oh my God.
I'm glad you have some on the road with you. It took you a long time to
happens.
go home to get it.
Yeah. But
So
I got
I'll
it
be
now.
tracking your box that I sent today with more
Huh?
of
My
it.
box?
I told you it's a bigger box coming, boo boo. DeAndre got an even bigger box, but I'm glad he ain't here to hear that. So if he plays this back,
Freddie, what the hell's going on?
Huh?
Yeah, you're quiet.
Oh man. No, you were blowing up, man. Yo, what were you doing?
You look like you were doing that water challenge. You know where you fill your mouth up with water and you try not to laugh. You know what challenge I'm talking
Yeah.
about that they do on
Yeah, I know what you're
YouTube.
talking about.
She was just
Nah, I
doing
just
That's
did it.
That's how she reacted
That's
when I
how I
showed you.
was.
That's how you reacted when I showed you my skin.
If you put when me and Solomon are on live and we're trying to get you going, guarantee you that water be all over.
I know. That's
you
why I
try
don't got
that
nothing in my
challenge.
mouth.
Your whole screen will be filled with water. Hey, Lily, you still here?
Yeah, she's still here.
I showed.
She's
Oh.
still here.
Hey, Lily, I showed Pretty my skin. Look, she's reacting again. That's how she reacted the first time. I don't know why she laughed at my skin, but she did. She laughed at my skin. I showed her my skin.
I cannot.
Yeah, you don't know how to act.
Oh God.
Look, I'll do it again.
Yeah, we see your skin. Or is it Tom's skin for real?
What do you call that, Lily?
And I don't know why Brandon over there covering up his mouth like he ain't trying to laugh.
I'm just sitting here.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Lily, what do you call that?
I'm just part of the conversation.
What do you call it? Because we came up with like 2 or 3 different names. Vivalda, you saw my skin, Vivalda.
Yeah, we got port rinds.
What do you-
we got Bat. We got
Gainesville,
chicharrones.
chicharrones.
Ooh, sorry.
I don't know if you guys know of the seasoning called tagine. T-A-G
Yeah.
I heard of it.
T-A-J-I-N.
The Mexicans
I
love
think
that
I
thing
don't
for
know.
some reason.
It's like a lime and chili blend. Man, let me tell you something. When I fry the pork rinds
Yep.
and toss them in that seasoning, oh my god, those are like it's like crack, you know?
When I need a Mexican to help me, I put some tagine on the ground and I leave a little trail of tagine. They show up
What?
real quick. Yeah, they show up real quick.
Oh no.
They show up quick, fast, and in a hurry.
No. That's a good seasoning.
Tajin.
I know this is gonna be a random question coming out my mouth, and I
Oh.
need everybody's opinion.
Oh,
How would
Yeah.
y'all feel
Yeah,
if I got
mine.
another piercing right here?
if you had another what?
What's that?
Another
Piercing.
piercing?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I might get jealous.
What are you asking? I'm sorry. Repeat the question. I'm gonna have to zoom in
You
on the
did
computer.
not hear that the first time, Brandon. What is wrong with you today?
Oh, there's a lot. It's probably a longer list of what's wrong than what's right. So
You know
I don't
that.
know how you want to deal with that. But anyways,
I
think
said if I decide to get another piercing right here on the
oh,
other side of my nose, what would you
okay.
think?
Lily's asking, do you already have one?
Yes, I do on this side.
Zoomed it in.
So why
You know
don't you
what
put
I?
a
You know what I
why don't you
think?
put a why don't you put a piercing of an eyeball right up here in your forehead?
Shut up.
No. Seriously, if you want to get a piercing and make a
Third
statement,
eye.
get the ring done right through the I think it's
The
called
shoe
septum
horse.
of the nose. You get that little ring. Get that little ring. That's making a statement because number one, I've heard that that's the most painful piercing that you can have is right
Oof.
in the center of your nose, you know? But
I don't know about that one.
I think it looks good. I don't know.
Why don't you pierce one of your butt cheeks?
What?
A big old clamp like that.
What?
Yeah.
You've been sniffing so much of that daggone soap, boy.
Oh boy. Here we go.
Miss Helms, what are you putting in that soap? Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
It's all
But
natural
yes,
stuff.
Lily, I have one. I have one on this
Okay.
side.
All right. You're getting into piercings. I got a wonderful story about this. You guys are
Oh
gonna enjoy
wow.
it. I worked for a guy. I was working construction when I was about 18 or 19 years old. All right. My friend that I grew up in high school with became one of my best friends. The same friend that died from heroin overdose because of all this early success and all this money that he got into that little thing. But anyways,
No, she did not just say that.
what's that?
No, Lily. She said she didn't want me to look like a bull. Thank you, Lily.
Oh, all right. Well, I
Thank
understand.
you.
From what I understand, that piercing is one of the worst. However, I'm going to talk about another
Go
piercing,
ahead.
which is
Go ahead.
probably more painful than that one. So
I think I know what you're talking about, but go ahead.
I used to work at this my friend's house, and my job was
To wipe his butt.
Shut up.
no.
Go ahead, Brandon. Shut up.
This is before he got on the H, and he had a business, and it was doing adult stuff. However, I would come in, and he was like, "How much are you doing?" I said, "I'm making $500 a week." He says, "Well, I'll pay you $600 a week to sit in an office and just do clerical work." I was like, "Well, shit, that sounds good for me, you know." So I did. My job was to get him up in the morning, wake him up. But I come in, he opened the front door. I'd come in, make an off. This is all out of his house, you know. I'd make coffee in the morning, go sit down, start my stuff, knock on his door, get him up, you know. And all of a sudden, I didn't realize it, but the night before, he decided to go and get a Prince Albert done.
Ooh wee.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
So now imagine hungover. Is everybody aware what that is?
I know what it is. Professor, do you know what a Prince Albert is?
Now, why are we going down this rabbit hole?
I know what it is.
I know what it
Okay,
is.
all right.
Boo-boo. It's painful too.
All right. So my job is to knock on his front door. He's not opening it up. This is the night after. He was out drinking, doing whatever. I'm pounding on the front door because I'm like, my job is essentially to get his freaking ass up and do the work and get everything done. I'm just a guy that's doing sales, doing stuff like that. I'm just doing clerical work. But if he doesn't get up to start making the major deals, we don't have a business. I'm back to doing construction again. So I'm pounding on the freaking door. I'm pounding on the door. He's not getting up. He had a bender. He was out all night. He got a new piercing. Well, guess what? He decides he's going to rip the sheets off of the bed because he's so pissed off at me knocking on the door.
Man.
All I hear is a bloody freaking scream from the other side of the door.
God dang. Sorry. My language, I'm sorry. Sorry.
Yeah.
We're going to have to wash your mouth. It's so
I'm sorry.
That was that. And I hope
that's crazy.
He finally opened the door, and I'm like, and he said, "What happened?" And I was like, "Ooh, why don't you take the day off, man? I'm just gonna go back home." You know, what am I supposed to do? You know? So yeah. So my point is, pretty. Oh, she's gone. My point is be careful where you pierce your. Be careful where you pierce your things. You know. That was it. That was the point of that story.
I don't pierce everywhere. I don't do that. I don't need to do my nose.
I'm just
my
saying,
ear.
wherever you pierce, I'm just saying, you know. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to give you guys that kind of.
It's okay. But dang.
Ooh.
Can you stop sniffing the hell out of that thing? Jesus Christ.
I'm addicted.
Like it's a drug.
It feels like. When it comes in contact with my body, it makes me feel a certain way. Especially when I scrub the backside. Ooh.
You know what? I cannot with you.
Diddy soap.
Don't do that to that soap putting Diddy in it. It's bad enough he contaminated the oil. Come on now.
Yeah, nobody, baby oil's been, oh, geez. They're struggling. Do you check the stock on baby oil? Johnson & Johnson. How's their stock doing?
That's a good question. Let me see.
That is a good question since they was outside the courthouse throwing it on each other when he got off on more charges. They were.
Are you serious?
That's been
Are
Yeah.
you serious, Miss Helms? I didn't see that.
Hey,
I
Oh
didn't
my
see that
God.
either.
hey, can you bring that up? The people throwing oil on themselves. I was shocked. I made a video about it.
Oh my God. I have to use the restroom, but I was gonna excuse myself. What?
Okay.
Wait for me to come back, please.
Okay, wait for him to come back for you do the video.
I want to see this.
Be quiet, cat. I thought everybody knew about that when that verdict came in. It was people.
I didn't. I mean, I knew certain stuff, but I didn't know they did the baby oil thing. Woo.
Yeah, they was out there throwing baby oil on each other.
Oh
They
my
were,
God.
they were spreading it on each other like it was butter.
It really was. It was weird.
Oh God. Down low, down low. Yeah. Oh. I was thinking about doing another page.
Like my page?
No, not like that one. But I was thinking about doing another page that pertained to like when the Dollar Tree be coming out with different finds and stuff, like everybody else doing with that type of trend. Since I'm a Dollar Tree freak, but I don't know how that's going to pan out because you have to go to different locations, and I take the Uber. That's it. So I have been thinking about doing that to make that my extra income.
My goodness.
Hey, he's back. You gotta do it. Come on. You gotta do it, Mr. Burns.
I'm back.
Which one do you want me to do? Because I'm looking at Johnson & Johnson shares.
Something about baby. Yeah. First, the Johnson Johnson shares
have outperformed
the baby oil.
Have outperformed the Zacks large cap pharmaceuticals industry over the year to date period. They're up 9.4% versus 0.08%. Damn, that's a big jump. So Diddy's doing his thing. But it's not because of Diddy though. I don't know if you guys are familiar with a product called Darcelex. Where'd Pretty go? Pretty went to go get some oil, some baby oil.
She rushed out.
Tremfya, Erlita. Oh, Lily left. We mentioned baby oil and Lily leaves. What the heck?
What happened?
Pretty left.
Did she drop by accident? Okay, there she is. She probably dropped by accident.
I did. Sorry.
I thought it was the baby oil. I got nervous.
No, but where's the clip?
Now when I get a phone call, that's it. I'm like I'm knocked out. You know?
Okay.
Or when I go to do I learned that if I go to go Google something while I'm on the phone on the live, it'll knock me out as well. You know? Sometimes it keeps me in, sometimes it doesn't, but Mr. Burns, you look like you're a horror character in a
exactly. He do.
So the guy with the light under his chin.
He do.
Here we go. Here we go. Get ready, go.
By phone at least.
Let's read this together. Everybody hold hands because we're going to read this together.
I'm holding hands.
Hold hands now. Excellent. Based on the search result, because I asked, did he impact on Johnson & Johnson? There is no direct evidence to suggest that the Sean Diddy Combs action or actions have had a direct financial or business impact on Johnson and my Johnson. Here we go. However, some sources suggest that the case, particularly the prominent use of baby oil in the context of, quote, freak-offs, end quote, Diddy was accused of orchestrating, could potentially impact consumer trust in baby oil products in general, including those made by Johnson and my Johnson. This is because the public perception around the safety and appropriate use of baby oil might be affected by negative connotations associated with the case. I don't see how that's negative.
However, their
But that's
stocks went
speculation.
up. You said you said their
Yeah,
stocks went
yeah,
up.
9%. 9%.
However, their stocks went up. You said. Uh-oh.
Sorry.
We got some echo going on.
Sorry.
Ready.
Not me.
You didn't play the video of them folk throwing that oil on themselves.
Oh, I want to see that too.
That's what
Can
I
you
was
show
trying to
that,
tell
please?
y'all.
Is he allowed to play it without getting copyrighted?
How could he when other people have been doing it? Nitrous has been doing it. Everybody else been playing them clips.
I guess it depends on where the video comes from. That's the bottom line, I think.
For it now.
Because if it's a stock footage, for instance, you can use that video. However, if somebody uses that stock footage and then puts it in their video, and then you use their video, then that's like a copyright. That's how YouTube works.
Okay.
You know, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like that spaghetti footage. Do you remember that spaghetti tree that I put on?
Yeah.
On April Fool's Day, you know, I actually went back and like was playing the stock footage or whatever because, you know, I just wanted to be safe. I didn't want to. I mean, YouTube's pretty cool about if they do violate you on a random copyright, they'll let you know and allow you to correct it, you know, generally, at least what I've experienced. I don't know if you guys had anything separate with that. And Pretty, that's something that you're going to have to deal with too. Pretty, when you start going on live, if you got music in the background or something, it might. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. When you had background noise and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, can you guys see it?
Not yet.
No, you got nothing up.
But there's also a thing called fair use. If he uses less than 60 seconds of that clip, Chapter 1 of the United States copyright.
Well, I've heard some YouTubers say that you can keep pausing the clip as long as you make every 10 seconds.
Oh my God. I think I remember seeing this.
Okay. Just play just a few seconds of it.
Look at him. Look
at these idiots.
Yeah. They're steady throwing oil. Acquitted on most serious charges of racketeering.
I remember that. I remember seeing that.
Look at them. They're getting oiled up.
They was going nuts. They was going in that day.
Slippery up in the piece. Look.
Oh my goodness.
They're tossing that oil around like it's holy.
Especially that dude with the green hat. He really oiled down. He all looking
like
slick.
They're getting blessed. Look at it.
He's ready to go. Hey.
He took his
they say right place, right time.
Oh, y'all are ridiculous.
You know?
Y'all are ridiculous. Oh.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
I mean,
Just
they
spray.
getting all
Just spray
down, honey. Yes.
all over that chick's chest. That looks
There was
Let-
there was one who was opening her mouth to take some in her mouth when they were
Hang
splashing.
on.
What?
I gotta get on to Robin Hood and get into Johnson and Johnson real quick. So
Look, she's going crazy. Her,
I told you.
her
It was
twins are all popped out. Look, she popped her twins out. Yeah, this is.
Oh yeah. That's when you need to
What?
turn it off. Yep. She really did that. She almost got butt naked and she started parading around. Yep.
well, this was in New
Oh
York,
my
right?
God.
It's in New York, right?
She got butt
think
naked.
so. Yeah, outside of the courthouse.
Yeah, but it's in New York, right?
Yes.
I believe that New York, the law is that women are allowed to go topless as well.
Oh Lord.
Yep, that's what I heard too.
I believe. I'm not 100%, but I believe that the
He
law
said
is
it's
in
true.
New York City that because they said that men can go without their shirt off, why can't women? And basically they made it a law. So that's
It's
what I
true
believe.
because they don't bother
I'm
me.
not sure. And actually, no, it doesn't bother me either. I don't care if anybody's. I'm in South Florida. Half the people are barely wearing clothes to begin with. You know. Sorry, when you say you're wearing your thong on backwards, that's nothing new to me, man.
That ain't nothing in South Florida, right?
Yeah.
I could do that all night.
That's why it's so funny. Now I gotta look. I gotta look that up real quick because are you doing that, Miss Helms? I hear your
No,
keys.
she already saw it. She did a video on it.
Oh, you saw my video about it?
Yeah, I saw it. I see all your videos. I may not comment on all of them, but I see all of them.
Oh, I know you ain't got time because I make them back to back. So it's a lot.
But I definitely keep that so close.
Oh, we can tell, boo-boo. It's riding your nose like a lot lizard. We can tell.
Mm-hmm.
Them lot lizards be stanking.
I heard they be ranking stank, some of them, poor girls.
The funk be cutting through the middle door.
Oh wow.
You know what? Shut up.
You don't even have to open the window.
All right, I pulled up Google or whatever, and it says in New York, women are legally allowed to go topless wherever it's legal for a man to be topless. The New York Supreme ruled in 1992.
Wow.
No.
It's been that long ago.
Yep.
Yeah. Welcome to being old, ton. I'm sorry.
I mean, I ain't that old, but 92.
How old are, if you don't mind me asking, pretty, how old are you? I mean, you're the youngin' on the channel, obviously, but
I'm 41.
okay.
I turn 42 next month.
I turn around next month.
Shut up. Yeah, I turn you around all right.
Oh, okay. Uh-oh.
Hey, just
upside down, you're turning me.
Use this, okay?
Inside out, you're turning me.
No, I'm not gonna use that.
Oh, that's harsh.
What's that?
She's not gonna use this.
Well, you remember they've got that guy in New York, the guy they call the naked cowboy. Guy that's, you know.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that dude has to be a multi-millionaire by now.
Oh yeah, he is.
You would think.
I wonder if he ever farted while he was performing out there.
You know what? Shut up. I know he was gonna say something like that.
He can claim that that's his. He can claim that that's his bass drum.
As a chef, I try to provide for my family the best quality meals that I can. So, of course, for the 4th of July, we had Hot dogs and baked beans for dinner last night.
That's
Oh,
delicious.
Oh,
that's my
nice.
favorite.
Oh, yes, baked beans. I bet you made them from scratch too, boo boo.
No, I did not. No,
Oh,
not at
that's
all.
messed up.
They
Ooh.
were from a can. I'm
Damn,
on
boo.
vacation.
Ooh, a can.
I
The way you cook a can, boo boo.
Damn, boo boo.
Brandon be making stuff from scratch, man. He be making me want to ask him, can he send some food over here for me
That's
and
what I'm
my
saying.
baby?
No, no kidding. Can you overnight
well,
to Washington State, boo boo?
He be
no,
making
no, no.
Or the
boo.
DMV, boo
No.
boo?
It was a big can, and the big cans were on sale, so we had extra beans. So extra beans meant we had hot dogs last night for lunch today. We had beanie weenies. You know,
Not
you
the
chop
beanie
up hot
weenies.
dogs.
Not the beanie
What's that?
weenies. Not the
Not
beanie
the beanie weenies.
weenies.
No,
Weenies.
yeah, you
Weenies.
chop them up.
Weenies.
Yeah. So my daughter
Beanie weenies.
wants to come in and watch on my TV in my bed. I got the
That's
day off.
good.
I'm gonna spend a little time with my daughter because she's 13 years old. She wants to watch some type of show, whatever. Well, we're sitting. Oh, she just opened the door right now, and well, the beans started taking effect. Let's just put it
Oh
that
no
way.
Oh,
way.
wow.
So she started up her motorcycle.
No, she said first. She said stop, and I said I can't stop. This is a process. It's gonna continue.
So she did rev up her motorcycle.
Yeah, she revved up her motorcycle, and then finally she just turned the TV off and said, "Dad, I can't sit in here anymore. This is too much." I said, "I'm sorry." So,
Those are the
anyways, what's
Those are
that?
the best. Those are the best. You eat some of those beanie weenies, and then you go give your lady a Dutch oven. Boom.
Well, exactly. I was under the blanket, and
Bless 'em.
she was next to me on my bed. We got a queen size bed, for me and my
Mhm.
wife. My wife's working. We're watching a thing, and I was just like, "Hey,
It reminds them. It
I
reminds them of
really
George
could
being
just throw
alive.
this cover over your head, and you'd be in trouble. Just so you know, I'm keeping the cover
Oh, wow.
down."
Eye cooking
You
with
know
the
what?
munchie.
She was like, Daddy, I can't take this no more. This is killing me.
That's exactly
Whoa!
what
Look
she
who
said.
arrived,
She was like,
y'all! Look who
she was like,
arrived,
"Oh my
Daddy,
y'all!
stop it. You
Arrived,
killing me.
y'all!
Hey y'all, how y'all doing?
Hey, DeAndre.
Oh,
DeAndre!"
I
hey,
seen DeAndre over there where I normally be at. What's his name? The GOAT.
Yeah,
GOAT 1408.
Slim Jim Longfoot.
Yep.
Slim,
That's my boo
Slim
right
Jim.
there. That's my boo.
I'm sorry I'm
Look,
late, y'all. I just got out of a TikTok live I was doing. That's what took me so long.
I was
that's a
wondering.
sketch from the GOAT I own. Can you guys see that? I don't know.
I was
Either way.
I was under the suspicion that it had something to do with this. D, I don't know if you can see it.
What is it? Wait a minute.
That's the Professor Soap.
Oh yeah, you
He
did.
been
Hey, Miss Professor.
Hello.
been
Yeah.
sniffing it
Yeah,
all night.
Oh Lord.
Oh
we are
Lord
now
is right,
complete.
man. He been having
DeAndre,
that thing shoved up
now
in
that
his
you're
in
on,
his
we're all
nostrils.
complete.
Yeah, I'm sorry I'm late. I didn't want y'all to think I wasn't coming in. I was
Now
on.
that's
No,
You part of the big trio, man. You know they expect you to be in here on time.
Oh yes, indeed. I was gonna come in. It didn't matter if I was late. I was gonna come in.
I'm glad he missed some surprises. He'll find out soon enough in the next few days. Butter.
Oh
water.
yeah. Oh yeah. I know. I think I know what y'all talking about.
Butter.
Water. You missed the video that I showed of me using this butter right here.
No.
Oh no, I
no.
didn't. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
I had a string bikini on.
Uh-uh. No,
Butter.
I
No.
didn't. I ain't miss nothing. I ain't miss a thing. I didn't miss not one thing.
Right here. Let me
No,
show
you missed enough to be. You missed enough to be missed. Let's
There it
just
is.
put it that way, DeAndre.
That's
Because
right, hooker. Butter.
we actually
Butter.
mentioned you and said, "Where's DeAndre?"
Butter.
You know,
I'm right. I'm right here. I ain't got my camera on.
it's
We
good to
said
see you,
butter.
Same.
buddy.
Are you naked? Butter.
I'm not gonna tell.
For
I ain't gonna tell.
real.
I ain't
For
finna
real
tell
right
you
now.
if I was.
That's just
Oh my
weird.
God.
You
What you just say?
He asked me, "Was I naked?" I said, "No, I'm
Oh
not."
my God.
Butter.
Why you want to know? Why you want to know? Is I'm nudity for? What's up with that?
I know that's kind of crazy, huh? It's the soap. The soap.
You
yeah.
think
But
Soap
you
to
need
make
to
me
stop
think like that.
you need to stop sniffing
DeAndre,
that
that's
snope and getting high off of it.
DeAndre. That's what gives him the good dreams at night when he goes
What
to sleep.
with the
You
soap?
know what? Mm.
I
And
said a
they
hip
I
hop pack
cannot.
back doing the do. Beer drinking, breath stinking, sniffing, glue. Ooh! Don't get me started, y'all.
I hope
and
you
they
ain't said
said
that on here.
and they always said don't drop the soap. They should have added don't sniff it either.
Amen.
Pretty much. Amen.
Butter.
This soap is amazing because it doesn't even when you're dry, it doesn't even get stuck in your backside.
Oh my god.
PSA announcement. Okay, PSA announcement. Public service announcement.
Butter.
Be, beware of people who sniff snow.
Exactly.
Butter.
I'll be ri-
Exactly.
Butter.
I'll be right back, y'all. Let me go put some in the refrigerator. I'm gonna get some out
Oh, I
the
thought you were about to
refrigerator.
say
I'll be
put some
right
clothes on
back.
or something.
Okay.
Oh,
Butter.
oh shit.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought.
Oh,
That's what I
Yeah, we
thought.
thought so. Butter.
Butter.
uh-oh.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Good Lord have mercy.
I figured out Fifi, but I'm not gonna tell y'all. You'll just wait till it comes up on the website. I figured Fifi out.
Come on, Professor. You ain't gonna tell us?
No.
Ooh. Is it? Hey, you should have one bamboo earring per soap. That would be actually pretty
At
cool.
least you pair.
A bamboo what?
Bamboo
Earring.
at least
Earring.
you pair. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's what Mr. Burns suggested.
Yeah.
I think that's a great idea.
At
Have
least
one earring per, so then they have to buy two to get a matching set. They
That's
have to
right.
at least buy two.
Oh. I know Alabaster Baby will come with a rubber ducky when I figure out that recipe.
Say what?
The
Alabaster
baby.
baby.
That's the name of the baby soap that I'm going to make. When I first
Lord
start out,
have
it's gonna come
mercy.
with the little rubber ducky.
Wow.
You have to make sure it's not small enough for a child to
I know,
swallow.
I know.
You gotta. There's a lot of liability when you
Yeah,
do.
yes.
You gotta get that
All right.
you gotta get that soap. You gotta get that soap with the baby's arm holding the apple.
You know what I don't understand? Speaking of liability, you know in Louisiana what the king cake is and how they fill it with the little baby. And
Right.
I don't know what that is.
I'm surprised that no one has choked on that baby. You know what I mean? Like
I'm
that's a
scared to ask.
liability. That's what I'm saying. Me too. I'm like, I'm shocked ain't nobody sued over that.
And wait. Are you talking about the king cakes?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. In the king cakes, That's a tradition. My daughter, they made the king cakes. They put the baby in the thing. My daughter, I took extra king cake home, and my daughter was the one that got it. I actually put a post up. Hey, my daughter sent that to me today. Nobody knew what the hell it was talking about, but she had a little plastic baby in her cake. But yeah, yes, you are right.
I'm shocked that's not a lawsuit. Remember those Kinder candies, how they got banned in the United States for a long time?
Oh Lord.
Yeah, I heard about it.
Because them things had them toys they thought was a choking hazard that's built off in the candy.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm back, y'all.
Hey, DeAndre.
Ask D about that. D might know.
What happened?
Have you ever had that king cake with the baby inside?
The what?
Okay,
The
no.
king cake. It's like a candy.
It's a New Orleans tradition.
Yeah.
I haven't. This the first of me hearing about it.
Okay.
I'm not gonna eat nothing with no baby inside. That's harmful.
No.
Hey,
No. What they do is they. All right. Can I explain it?
Yes.
Is that all right?
You
Okay.
can.
Well, what they do is the tradition in New Orleans is they make this cake, and it's a sweet cake. And what they do is when they bake the cake, they put this little plastic baby in it. It's probably about like an inch tall or so. And
Oh.
if you get the baby, you slice the cake into 20 different portions. If you get that baby, you're supposed to have good luck for the rest of the year. Okay?
Okay.
That's the tradition of how it works. However, the baby is a little piece of plastic that you can definitely choke on, you know?
Oh my.
What I'm gonna do, actually gonna go to you guys go ahead. I'm gonna pull it up. I'm gonna grab, because I actually got a picture of my daughter doing it, which I'll show you guys. You know. But it's just during Mardi Gras. That's when it happens. You know?
hey, D.
Uh-huh.
They got a cake with a baby's arm holding an apple.
What?
Yeah. They got a cake with a baby's arm holding an apple.
I ain't I ain't ate no cake. I got an oatmeal cake in my my little basket, my little bowl.
My boss at work says that whoever gets the baby has to buy the next king cake. Well,
Oh my.
Yes. Yeah, they have to make the next king cake. That's the tradition. Yeah.
And I actually was gonna bake a cake today. I thought I was gonna bake a cake today, but no, I ain't gonna bake that. It's too hot.
I'm gonna bake one that looks like a baby's arm holding an apple.
Don't do
Oh
that.
no,
It
don't
kind of
do it.
looks like
Don't
a
do that.
all right, are you guys ready? I got it pulled up on my screen. Let me see if I can pull it on
I know
Oh,
how
that-
it looks, but yeah.
I just hope my glaucoma don't act up.
all right. This is the picture that my daughter sent, because I took leftover cake and
Ugh.
but that's, I don't know if you guys can see it.
too far away.
Let me see. I have
You
to
want me to
take
get
out my.
closer?
I can.
This is my daughter's thumb. Can you guys see it? Is it
Nah.
not clear? I
I
can't see
can't.
what I'm.
Ugh. Okay. It's too.
It's too
It's too.
far away. It's too far.
This is the cake, and the cake is filled with lots of different colors. It's like a confetti cake, you know.
It's
But they
like a
put a
rainbow
little.
cake.
Yes, yeah, but it's like a bundt cake.
Oh, a
I don't know
bundt
if you
cake.
know, you know,
Yeah,
but
they
it's like
About
cinnamony, and it's good.
talk about
But
that You talking about the bun cake? I know what a bun cake is. A bun cake is that cake that Big Mama made for that for her neighbor, and she ended up drinking prune juice. And
Uh-oh.
you know, real.
That
Oh,
thing
made in
I
a
bursted off for
mold.
the back end,
It's
huh?
a
see it before.
it's a circle cake. Can you guys see
Yeah.
Oh,
that or not? Am I too far away, or can you guys see that or not?
that don't look. Don't get me wrong. It looks okay. I believe it tastes good, but that looks like it's
No, I'm not talking about
molded.
the cake. I'm talking about my daughter's thumb. Can you see
Oh,
my daughter's thumb on the little plastic baby?
oh, it's
Oh, I see it.
okay. Oh yeah, I see it now. I see it.
I see it.
Okay, that's what they put in the cake. They bake
Oh,
it in the cake,
oh,
and whoever gets the baby is the lucky one for the
oh,
year. Supposed to be
oh.
So
blessed,
you eat
you know.
you eat the child? Is that what you do? You eat the child.
No, you can't. You don't eat it because if you eat it, then you'll probably choke.
Then
I
butter.
don't know. It's plastic.
No,
It's
let me tell you
plastic.
something. Let me tell you something. If peoples ain't learned from what that evil, crazy Jeffrey Dahmer did, they ain't learned they lesson.
Sorry, I'm sorry. It's
Butter.
horrible, but the fact that you brought that up, we're talking about celebration cakes, and you're talking about Jeffrey Dahmer. Go
Oh my
ahead.
bad.
Go ahead, please. I
So
don't mean to interrupt you.
it was okay. I didn't mean to bring him up. It was just when
Yeah,
Butter was talking about
man.
eating the child, and
Pleasure.
it just
Butter.
came up that Jeffrey Dahmer was
Oh,
eating more than food. He was eating people. I can't watch that show for nothing that on Netflix. I will not watch that show again.
Eat some
Traumatized his head just now,
ooh.
DeAndre.
Yeah,
eating some dirty feet.
it
All right.
traumatized me. I
Well,
can't watch it.
Butter.
what the fuck was the name of the movie? All right, I watched an interesting movie when I just came back from Savannah. I was on the plane, and it was a
Savannah.
movie, and it was from Too Short starred in it. I don't know if you guys know who the singer Too Short
Rapper.
is, right?
Rapper.
Yeah,
Yeah, the rapper.
Why they gotta say it
Sh-
like short?
the one that sang "Shake That Laffy Taffy."
yeah.
He sings that one?
Okay, he's
I'm
got a
not, if I'm
movie.
not mistaken, yeah.
What's
I
that
saw
all?
this on the plane as just passing through. Never heard of this movie before, and it was a movie called Freaky Tales.
Oh
It's a
damn.
2005 movie. Now this is the funny thing is they've got a young guy playing. It takes place in the 80s, and it's. I think you guys would enjoy this movie because it's
That
just
already sounds dangerous.
yeah. It was funny. Too Short actually. There's a young guy playing him in the movie because it takes place in the 80s. However, Too Short actually acts in the movie, and he's like a cop, an older cop in the movie. So it was pretty cool to because it's called Freaky Tales, and I was
Oh,
like,
that's a
oh, Freaky
long
Tales.
song.
What's that?
That's a long song. He actually got a song
That was
called
one of
that.
his songs. That's that exactly. That was one of his songs, and it was
That's a
like,
long song by 9 minutes.
and we can't play that on YouTube, obviously.
No, it's
But
too much.
but the point is it was like when I saw Freaky Tales, and then all of a sudden they start playing Freaky Tales by. I'm on the plane. I got the thing. I'm looking for something to watch, and
Yeah.
that comes up, and I was like, oh shit. I was
I'm trying to tell you.
I was pleasantly pleased for my ride back to Florida.
Cause I know it goes like doom doo doo doom doom Doom, 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 doom. Trust me, I
That's
I
listen
know
to
this
it.
girl. Her name is. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. We,
that,
we we can't get into it, but anyways,
yeah.
it was. But the fact that he was an actor in it as well was just like it was. It was pretty cool, you know. But it took place. My favorite thing was it took place during the '80s, and they were doing break dancing and they were doing stuff like that, you know. And yeah, it was
I'm a,
interesting.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all, if I may say this.
Please
I
be
am a,
honest.
I,
Always.
I'm a person that even though I was born in '95, I'm 30 years old. I don't know what they call us that was born in that time.
Cuties.
Is I'm a millennial? What am I? Because I don't know. I don't want to get it wrong.
You're a Gen Z.
A Gen Z. Okay, okay, okay. Okay. Thank you so much because I really didn't know. But as a person that was born as a Gen Z, this might sound crazy, but I don't like these new movies that coming out. I'm used to watching like the movies, like the action movies that was in the '80s and classic movies in the '90s and stuff.
But I don't
And
blame
Mhm.
because
because
all this crap they got out now. It's crazy.
it really is. Even the music ain't what it used to be.
The
And people,
music in this generation sucks. It
it,
just
it
depends on who's making the music and who's singing the music and all of that. Some of these people that be making up some of these songs, they suck.
I agree with you. I agree with you 100% because because I guess I've always been told that I have an old soul and a young body, which I do because I'm used to watching movies that was like in the late '80s and middle '70s, like Coffee and
Yep.
uh Give Me Five on the right hand side. Dolomite and the Texas Tornado. Yes, I watch Biloxi films. I watched them 1980 films with the
Because
karate and everything. I love all those classic stuff, but the new stuff that's coming out in the new generation, they be singing stuff about anything. They don't talk like the music back then. They used to sing about when they was in love and what they were going through. And now these days, all they talking about, I want to do this, I want to do that. You a bad piece. I'm like, oh my goodness, who is giving
Holes in
y'all these
different area
contracts?
codes.
Yeah, yes. I'm like, who is giving y'all these contracts? Y'all can't sing, y'all can't
then they
rap.
talk about so much about sex. I'm like, what the hell?
They do. I'm like, what the?
Lord.
I
From
don't.
the
That
70s. Come on.
they
Come
really
on.
throw me.
From the 70s. Oh, sex sells. That's it. I I'm so in love with you.
I agree.
Whatever you want to do
Oh, I get that
is
one, but
okay with me. I'm sorry. My
You gotta,
my
you gotta
tone's a
squeeze
little
them.
bit off, but
Squeeze them.
that's
You
Al
gotta squeeze.
Green from the 70s. Come on, man.
You gotta
Since
squeeze them.
Sex
I'm about
sex is music, man. You know?
since since
talking about
apps
the songs that they have now. I'm not talking about
from back
then.
in the day, you talk
Yes,
you
back in
talking
the
about
day.
the new songs that's out now. Cause I listen to they be cause I'm like, who sings this? They were like DeAndre D. Have you heard this song? I'm like, I don't know these 2 year olds. Who is these?
This
Who
here
is
is the
these
movie
people?
you gotta see. D. This is the movie
Mhm.
you gotta see. The Seven Brothers and their one sister meet Dracula. That's a kung fu movie.
Oh, for
What's
1970.
it
real?
I
called?
remember that. I remember that movie.
The Seven Brothers and their one sister meet Dracula.
I gotta
Mm.
watch it. I gotta watch it in the daytime.
Yo,
I have not
Dracula
saw
fights
that
kung
one.
fu in that piece.
I gotta watch it in the daytime. I don't watch
Dracula.
scary movies at night. I don't
So
watch
watch it
scary
in the
movies,
daytime so you
period.
can watch. You can watch Dracula fight kung fu. Dracula knows kung
Oh,
fu up in that piece right there. Yeah.
I love watching B movies and people that make their own movies and stuff. And a
yeah.
few of those that are great are Teenage Cat Girls in Heat was one of the
That's
movies.
an amazing one.
It's a
Yeah,
movie.
yeah, that was
It's It's a
Phenomenal.
movie.
The Toxic Avenger. You know.
It's a movie that I want to watch, that I want to see. I seen it advertised on Instagram. I don't know what it was called, but it was this person. It was in the 80s, in 1984. These kids, they was making fun of this guy in high school, and he had an accident, and he started whatever it was. It melted his skin, and he started turning
He
into
fell
this.
into a toxic pool. He was the janitor and he fell into a toxic pool
That's it.
and his he
Toxic
became a
Adventures,
super
ain't it?
mutant of superhuman size and strength and his name was the Toxic Avenger.
That's the movie.
1980s. The Toxic Avenger.
That's the
That's the
movie
name of the movie. Can
because
you pull it up, Solomon, on your little form?
I watched the
That's one of my they actually DeAndre, believe it or not, I think 2 years ago they remade that movie.
yeah, I seen that,
Believe it.
but on the original trailer, I watched the scene where these two dudes they were trying to they I thought they were gonna help this old lady, and they ended up not helping the lady. They ended up attacking her, taking
Oh yeah.
taking her cane and beating her. I don't know, did she? I didn't know
Yeah.
that they unalive her or not, but they knocked her out cold, and they was singing when they was beating
That
her. I'm
was
like,
all right, DeAndre. That was one of the inspirations to me for my creativity, and I actually bought the book from the guy that made that movie. His name is Lloyd Kaufman, and what he started doing was buying all these like tiny little movies and purchasing them. God damn it! I'm looking. I'm looking in my bookshelves right now, guys, because I want to see. I want to see that. I want to find that book because I actually have a book, and I actually got it signed from the guy. Because I bought it, and it was basically the name of the title of the book was "Make Your Own Damn Movie," but it was about those B movies. So it's funny that you actually know that movie, being as young as you are, and not
oh,
being from the '80s. You know what I mean? Born
oh,
after the '80s.
oh yeah, it's a lot. Like
There it is, right there, the Toxic Avenger.
I,
But
sh- I,
they remade it. Oh, I gotta find this book.
I, sh-
I'm
I,
looking.
sh-
I'm looking through my books. I'm looking through my books. This is like, all right. You're just gonna have to take my word for it.
I,
I
sh-
bought a book from the guy, and it was basically how to make your own movies from scratch. You know.
I shocked a whole lot of peoples when I told them movies from back in the 70s and everything. Oh, speaking of that,
Mm-hmm.
I watched a movie called Car Wash from 1976.
That's a
Car
classic.
wash.
Oh, that's one of my favorite
Working
movies.
at the car wash.
Star Wars, yeah. How many of
Richard
y'all ain't
Pryor.
singing for me?
There was a lot. Yeah, there were a lot of good actors in that one.
The
Max,
point
settle down.
I shocked a lot of peoples when I started naming stuff that was way back in the time. I'm like, what you know about that? I'm like, hey, I told you I'm an old soul in a young body. I told you that's how I was raised.
No, when we were talking the other one of the other lives that we were doing, you said something and then I asked something about a TV show or something like that, and then you all of a sudden you started schooling me on it, and I was like, "Whoa!"
Oh yeah, I
I
don't forgot which one it was.
it might have been the Golden Girls or something like that. It was
Oh
something
yeah.
similar.
About that. They trying to say that B. Arthur and Betty White did not get along. They're trying to say B. Arthur did not like Betty White for some reason. And I'm like, how can you not like Betty White? Betty White is a legend.
But however, B. Arthur's son even came out and admitted many years after her death that there was no reason for her mom to hate, but she did. B. Arthur did not like Betty White.
Yeah, that's what I heard for a long time. And I even read about it. I'm like, what the what?
I
No,
thought
but
woman.
it may have been about the jealousy, you know? Who knows?
It was her humor, I believe. Cause let me tell you, I think she did not like the fact that Betty White was reacting with the audience and fans and stuff. And the thing is this though.
She was so popular. Yeah,
She
she
was,
became way more popular. Yeah.
and you know what else I learned, y'all? I learned this. I learned this. And this the truth though. You can be nice on camera when them cameras roll and play best friends and everything, but when them cameras stop, you never know what's going on.
Oh yeah. Do you ever
Like
see
that
that
show woman.
documentary? Did you ever see that documentary on Martha Stewart?
Then she went to jail.
Well, before, like she's on it's oh my goodness. You got red wine instead of white wine. Oh my goodness, on camera. And then as soon as the camera clips off, she's like, "Who the fuck did?" You know, she was just like,
That's how Lucille Ball was to her castmates.
"Really?"
Oh, I Love Lucy, the one that
Mm-hmm.
played Fred. Oh, the peoples that played Fred and Ethel, they couldn't stand each other in real life. They played husband and wife. And then one day they were
Wait, you're just wait, Fred who?
Fred, from I Love Lucy, Fred and
Oh,
Ethel
okay.
from
Okay. All right.
those characters, they couldn't stand
Yeah,
each other in real life.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it was, I'm sorry, y'all, if I'm keep going back, way
No, no,
back.
no. But you know what? It's what's crazy is I can relate to that 100% because we're in a kitchen and I hate this freaking guy's guts. I hate him. I hate him. Hate him. He's like a scumbag.
Oh, Lord.
Okay. However, he's he's my boss. He or let
Uh-oh.
me phrase that. He's above me. He's a sous chef above me. Okay. And I'm I'm a cook. He's a chef. Technically, he's my boss. We've been going at it all freaking day long, where it's just like, where the boss actually had to step in and say, hey, you made your point. Um, you know, got into it because of the hey, you just a lazy piece of, you know.
Yeah.
Anyways, got in the middle of the argument, calmed us both down. We're both sitting there. I still hate his freaking guts.
You know,
However, we got a wedding to plan. We got to plate up this thing. Guess what? I still got to go up and I sit up right next to him and we still got to work together and we got to make the wedding done. And that's what happens. However, would I like to just kick the guy in the freaking nuts? Yes, I would. But
The
I'm not
nut.
going to do that.
you gonna give him a low blow?
We made it happen, and we get through the thing. And then the chef at the end of the day says, I I love you guys because no matter what happens in the kitchen, when you guys have got, I mean, we were screaming across like the whole kitchen like got silent because he was on one end, I was on the other end. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody just shut up and was just like, "Ooh, what's going on? What's going on?" Nobody said a word, you know? And
Yeah.
yeah. But when the wedding came up and we had to prepare the salads, I'm standing right next to him doing the stuff. As much as I wanted to just take all of the pomegranates and throw them right in his face and kick him down the stairs, I
Wow.
didn't, you know. No, that's how much
Boss is
this
whole
guy was a
shit.
scumbag. Yeah,
Oh,
this guy
okay.
was a scumbag.
I'm not
Because,
judging you. My bad. I was just listening.
because
No, you get confrontations at work, but the point was we still, as much as I hated this guy, we still worked together and got the wedding done for 300 people. You know, so
yeah. And
Because there's a lot of people that's at your job that can burn you up inside, and you, even though I don't like the word hate, but sometimes you just want to kick the shit out of them so bad.
you
oh
for
yeah,
real. That
Yeah.
happened to me. That happened to
You
me.
have to suck that mess in and then get throughout the day to try to maintain professionality, as you would call it. But
Yeah.
I feel where Brandon's coming from because I have worked a lot of people, worked with a lot of people like that, and I don't know I don't know what came over me, but hey, I got through it, and then once I got my butt off work, had my little vent session, and then once I got home, I left it alone. But yeah,
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 you have to
generally
work,
when you can get away for just a little bit and just say, "Hey, I need this job. Can I do I
No,
want
no.
to punch this guy in the face?" Yes.
yeah.
If I do that, where's it going to land me? And
And
but
and
that's everybody. It's everybody. I
and
mean, unfortunately, we're not all truckers and we can just beat up people like Gary Coleman like Solomon does.
yeah,
But you know,
because he does not think. But but for real,
you just
Beat
said that.
those beat those midgets up.
but for
And
real, I will say this: when I know when I used to work at Food Giant at the grocery store, it
Oh,
was
that's worse. Go
yeah.
ahead.
I used to work at the grocery store. Believe it or not, yes, I got cerebral palsy, they loved me. The customers loved me. Every time they come, they'd be like, "Where's that nice bagger DeAndre yet?" I used to get tips every day from
Oh,
bagging their groceries up,
no
right, putting them in the car, getting the buggies, everything, because I had
Oh,
good
no worries.
customer service.
That's
And
love.
it really is. And on my last day, they gave me money. They got me a cake and gifts and stuff. And before I
nice
left,
when they get you cake, they love you.
oh
Yeah.
yeah,
That's it.
even the customers was crying when I told them I was leaving. They were like, "No, don't cry." I'm like, "Oh, they crying." I had no idea how much of an impact that I left on them. I did not know it was gonna go like that. But honestly, though,
they were crying at my job because I was gonna stay. Lord have mercy.
what could you blame? It depends on what you were doing. It depends on what you were doing, what you be doing to them people. But that
Oh,
ain't nice of me to say. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me be nice. I'm sorry, cause this is your show. This is your
no,
platform.
that's fine. You made me go to the soap. Look,
Oh no. But
I feel better now. I feel
but
better now.
but
Come on, Max.
but let me I'm gonna tell you my experience real quick, and then I'll be quiet. But it was this one, like it's this one woman that used to work at Food Giant. She was a cashier. Let me remind you, she was just like me, same complexion, everything. She was a little older than way older than me. And I was being nice, and I was like, excuse me, Miss Sandra, um, is this your pen? She was like, yes, it's for the customer. She yelled at me, and before I knew it, I almost cussed her out. I wanted to do more, but I had to think about it. I'm like, I'm at a workplace. I need this job. As a matter of fact, no, I don't need this job, but I love doing what I do because at the time I needed it. And I like saying to myself, I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with half of these elders and peoples that think
Right.
just because they old, they think they can talk to you any type of way. I'm like, no. If you old enough to try to get loud with somebody, you old enough to take what's coming to you. Because I almost cussed up. Ooh, I'm telling you, DeAndre about left the skin. DeAndre was about to leave and Didi was coming out. And you don't want Didi to come out.
Andre's
Okay.
about to go in. He's about to
I
go in.
was. I was, and believe me, I don't believe in hidden women. I really
Oh,
don't. I don't believe in hidden women. Hidden women is wrong, but if they provoke you because she almost did, I wanted to. I'm telling you, I'm be like Patty LaBelle. Patty LaBelle says she want the pimp slap down the Ross. That's how I want to do that one.
Oh
Oh,
Lord,
oh Lord. Okay. Not the pimp slap boo boo.
Like how Sanaa Lathan got slapped on the family that prays when
Oh
she
Lord, that
said
was a slap too.
slapped
Ooh,
her all behind that counter.
sure did. Pow.
slap,
And she
slap.
deserved it. And she deserved it.
She did, but I mean, hot dang, that slap was not no joke. She went pow.
She
That
was
shit
like,
has sound effects and everything.
Worth it.
it, and then she had the nerve to say, "My son is caught right." I'm like, "Oh my!"
Oh Lord.
But but at my job, I told my boss about that woman, and then my boss was like, DeAndre, you ain't the first person to say that. I understand where you come from because she betrayed me like that. What I'm gonna do, DeAndre, they said, DeAndre, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna move you down to the other end and you can go help them because I know they won't see the other ones, the other cashiers and stuff like that. They didn't do that to me. It was just that woman. I'm not the only one she did like that. Other ones she didn't do like that, but it was just me that she pretty much did. I don't know what it was about me. I didn't do anything to her, and it made me feel some type of way. Like I didn't do anything to her. All I did was do my job, help the bag. She'll put the thing right in front of me to keep me from getting the groceries to help her bag. So I
My
said, you know
Lord,
what? I'm just gonna leave, and I'm just gonna leave and get buggies. And then they asked her, "Where's DeAndre at?" And I heard her from outside. She was like, "Oh, he's outside getting buggies. I don't know why he left my station for." And I went and I told her and I told my boss. I said the reason I left the station with her because she got smart with me, started yelling at me, and I was gonna cuss her out and probably I want to do more. But I held my tongue because I don't believe in no disrespect, but she was asking for it. Oh, I'm telling you, I almost cussed her
she
out.
wanted
Oh yeah, she was gonna get it. She was gonna get it.
it.
Shit, I
She was
would have
gonna get it.
been around
And
too.
oh, she was gonna get it. And I watched WWE too. You know,
Oh man. So you about to suplex her ass.
He was about to get Monday Night Raw.
I was gonna do
Some-
that. I was gonna do the sharpshooter on her like Bret the Hitman Hart. You try me.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
That's not
Like
nasty, man. People be nasty. They want to.
DeAndre can identify 100%.
like for real, like I don't bother nobody. I'm like, what did I do? But they told me. But ever since then, when that incident happened, they was like, DeAndre, just work with these. Just work with me. Just work with Samantha. Just work with Trina, because Miss Samantha and Trina, they liked me a great deal. They looked out for me and everything. They told me, say, DeAndre, don't go over there to Miss Sandra because I don't know what's wrong with her, but she do everybody like that. She talk to everybody like that. That's why nobody want to fool with her.
No, the
Bible.
reason nobody didn't want to fool with her because she probably didn't get laid right. Excuse my French.
Oh, that's fine. That's what I said too.
Oh word. So you knew about that?
I ain't know, but the thing is this too. She is the and I didn't know this. They said she had the C word too. She had cancer. I didn't know this before I knew her.
Oh,
But she was a cancer survivor. But still, that's a blessing that she was, she was, she was in remission because of that. She got healed over there. But that still did not give her the right to try to talk to
exactly.
talk to me or disrespect me, anything. Then she snatched. Uh, Let me tell you something else. I don't mean to nag, but it's something else I want to tell y'all. So it was this customer that was in our line. I was helping her. It was around Christmas time. I will not forget it. They called me in because I was off work. I was off work on Sunday, and they called me in. So they asked me, say, DeAndre, can you come in? And I thought about it. I said, hell yeah, that's extra money. And
Oh,
I
so you
went in,
take it.
I took that opportunity, and I was helping her bag, and the nice gentleman gave us $5 a piece. Well, no, he didn't give us $5 a piece. He gave us $5. So what happened was he told her and me, he said, hey, y'all divide that. Divide five into two. That's 250, right? $2.50, right?
Yeah.
So when he leaves and when all that happened, I'm thinking she's going to, give
Do the
me
right
my
thing.
half. She gonna stick the five in her pocket. And I asked her, I was like, so I said, will I be getting my half? And she
Oh
looked at
wow.
me like I was crazy because that man said, we split it. Because we were supposed to, because I helped her. If it wasn't for me, she wouldn't have got all that stuff done. And she looked at me like I was crazy. So she
Dang.
started she started to try to look at me crazy. I thought she was gonna start on me again. And before I knew it, I said this to her in front of everybody. The store was about empty. I said this to her. I said, you know what? I tell you what, you can bag your own damn groceries, you old evil bitch. That's what I told her, and I went outside to get buggies.
Lord have mercy.
Ooh.
Evil
I
Ooh,
bitch.
I
Damn.
I, I don't ever I don't do it. I don't disrespect nobody like that.
I had
But
to cut
she
the phone for a second. Oh Lord.
but for real, she really pissed me off.
People
She did a
like
good
that.
job of that.
No, but
Hmm?
see, people who are dying sometimes or had something bad think it's okay to take that out on people. I worked with a woman that had what's that disease of the stomach? It's not irritable bowel, it's the one, yeah,
Ursula's.
Crohn's. Crohn's. I didn't
Oh,
find that out till months after I was working there, where she's dying of the Crohn's because I found out underneath her shirt she was wearing a bag to catch the fluid leaking from her insides. But she was mean to people. And I told this one person, I'm sorry that she's dying because she was a chain smoker too. That don't give her a right to take that out on me.
Right.
Anybody.
I
Yep.
didn't know sick people end up that mean. No.
Some of them do.
Some
I had
some
I have
people some people when they I'm sorry. But some people when they get in that situation in life, it doesn't matter if it's all of a sudden they find out that they're terminal. They get
Sorry.
mean, you know,
I
But
and
the
that's
have
how.
why? Why they end up being that mean? Like why?
I
That's
I
the
get
had
question.
mean without I get mean without this here soap.
I
Boy,
had
shut.
I,
We
I
ain't worried
was
about
I'm
born I
I'm
was
just saying
born
that. Oh, go ahead, DeAndre.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was gonna say I was born with cerebral palsy, and you don't see me, taking my frustrations out on people. I may have
Yeah,
my days, but I could never disrespect anybody or be mean at somebody, and they was not mean to me. I might
exactly.
have my days, but at the end of the day, it's all about respect and everything because that's how I was raised. I
yep,
want I want to
yep,
be I want to treat people the way I want to be treated.
yeah,
I don't want people to treat me like I'm the enemy, like I'm their worst enemy, like I'm somebody gonna put out a hit on me or something. Like I done, this and that and the third. But I'm like, wow, people's
Shoot, I
just so miserable.
we get mad at
Well,
everybody.
I'm gonna tell you something because I had to live through this. Let me put my camera on real quick. I actually had to live with this. I had my friend when he was 25 years old. He got in a car accident and broke his neck,
Oh man.
unable to walk again for the rest of his life. Um, that's essentially what happened to him. I found that out. I was on probation at the time. I was not able to leave my house.
Jesus, Brandon,
I
what you
lit.
do?
You was in the pen too.
Yeah, yeah. No, I
Oh,
wasn't. I was not a good. No, I was. I was not. I. I wasn't a good kid growing up. I. I didn't. I'm not malicious by any means, but I took advantage of every opportunity I had, and a lot of those were
Damn.
criminal activities. I'm not going to deny that one bit. I paid my time. I've done my service. I did. But during the probation, I had a friend of mine, a very close friend of mine, had a car accident, broke his neck. And my parents, I ended up staying back with my parents, which I wasn't living with, but you know, it's a complicated story. Either way, my friend broke his neck. His first thing that he wanted to do is he hated life, and he can never walk again. You know, he was hating life. It's my best friend Phoenix, um, who's still alive today. We're talking 20 years later. He's still alive. So, anyways, still one of my best friends. Um, but his first reaction after everything happened was he didn't care about anything. He didn't the nurse that was taking care of him, that had to clean up after him, change his diapers, do all that stuff, you know, at the time, he was being really mean to. That nurse happened to be my aunt
Oh no way.
at the time. My aunt,
Wow.
my mother's sister.
Oh wow.
And I talked to her and she says, "Oh, she's working in St. Mary's Hospital, which is where he was at." I said, "Oh, you know, Phoenix, he's over there. He's my friend. He's just Phoenix. Yeah, that guy's a fucking asshole."
Oh,
Wow.
Exact words out of my aunt's mouth. I was like, "Oh, really?" Because he was so mad at life, he was just so mad in his predicament, he was just projecting it out at everybody. However, when I did talk to him, it was kind of funny because it's the whole situation isn't funny, but it was funny when I put him into perspective and I said, "Hey, my aunt's your nurse taking care of you." And then my aunt said, "Oh, yes, now it's hello, Miss Gale. How are you today? Thank you so much for coming around," you know, because it put him into perspective. This wasn't a stranger. This was actually his friend's aunt that was
Right.
taking care of him and doing that stuff, you know. But the most unfortunately with that thing, and the first thing that they conquer and try to deal with is the suicidal tendencies. People just want to die, you know.
Right.
And once
Yeah.
if they can get over that, they can live a full life, you know. Granted, not as good as you and I can, you know, but they can still live a good life, you know. That's all I wanted to say.
Well, y'all, I'm dragging ass right here,
Uh-oh.
so I'm about ready to call
Yes,
it a night.
me too. Good night, y'all.
All slumped over like
It's good to see y'all again. I'm out. Peace, love, and fish grease. All right, bye.
Bacon grease. Bacon grease too. All right, guys. Good night.
All right, stay fresh, y'all.
DeAndre, good to see you, man. Solomon, always a pleasure. Miss Helms, always a pleasure.
I love being pleasured by you guys. Thank you.
Bye, Andre. Bye, BFF. Bye, Big
BFF.
Bro.
Bye, guys.
Bye.